I know we got a break. He says you guys same neighborhood, kind of same birthday.
About 7 or 8 blocks
same
away.
eye, same beard, same hairstyle. Interesting.
Well, so you should know. I don't know if this happens to
Greeny's
you.
a bit. Greeny's. You're 6 years older.
Unfortunately, I think 7. What year were you born?
73.
Okay, I'm 6 years older than you. Thank God.
All right, we got a break.
I have had, I would say in the last 5 years, at least 10 times, someone has thought somewhere that I was Max Kellerman.
Oh,
that
my
goes,
goodness. I know we got a break, but I'm literally sitting here going,
So Larry David
So what?
I don't want
So
to tell
what
the story
you
about
what?
outside, but I told you what happened to me
Oh
outside.
yes.
I mean, I got camera crews chasing after me because of something controversial this one said over here that gets me in trouble.
What'd you say?
And this is God knows back in the day when he would say something that made everybody. And I got a camera crew yelling questions at me, and I finally turned to the guy and I said, "Why are you asking me this?" And he's like, "What do you think, Max?" And I was like, "I'm not Max."
I swear, y'all, look at though. Oh, I'm just looking. I'm sitting
And then
here
I walk
looking.
into the little place that you get your lunch every single day. What is the farmer's market over there that you like to go to? And they're like, the usual? And I'm like, I don't have a usual.
Where are your people from, Mike? We may be related.
This is the second time I've been in this place in my entire life. People think I'm Max, Keyshawn. You're not alone.
I'm looking at you and
By the way,
saying that.
people think I'm you occasionally. I got a note from a kid who went to Wisconsin and all this kind of stuff and wanted to an internship or something.
Right.
Like, I'm not Mike Greenberg.
People don't confuse Key and I.
But here's the thing.
Well, yeah. Shut up.
What are you saying? We all look alike? Is that what you're trying to say?
You two do look alike, though. I'm serious.
All you two need to know is you are sitting between two handsome men. That's all you need to know. Thanks, Mike. Great to have you on the set with us.
All right,
I'm mad.
A trade in the NFL that shows one team is all in on its quarterback for 2022 after SportsCenter.
Love will put it on the deck with 3 seconds. With 2, 3 at the top of the key. It is no good. It falls just short. And the last #1 seed is the nation's #1 team. Kansas, for the 4th time in school history. Men's basketball national champions. The final score, Kansas 72, North Carolina 69. KU comes back from 15 down at half to win the national title.
You heard it on the Westwood One NCAA radio network as Kansas wins the national championship 72-69 behind an historic 16-point comeback. The Jayhawks started the second half on a 31-10 run to complete the largest comeback in men's Division I history. Ochai Agbaji won the Most Outstanding Player Award. The Eagles and Saints shake things up with a trade involving first-round draft picks. Eagles traded 2 of their three first-round picks to the Saints on Monday, who will now have 2 first-round selections in both the 2022 and 2023 drafts. Sorry, the Eagles will have 2 in both those drafts. The Saints are trading their 2023 first-round draft choice for an extra first-rounder in 2022. Tiger Woods completed a practice round at Augusta National. The 5-time Masters champion says it'll be a game-time decision whether he plays in the 86th Masters. At 46 years old, Woods hasn't played a round in a regular PGA event in more than 500 days. I'm talking about these stories and more on this just in. Today, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. SportsCenter is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. The Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razor brings noticeably smooth shaves with 6 stainless steel blades for swift hair removal and a lubricating strip that keeps things smooth. Dollar Shave Club razors are sold at dollarshaveclub.com or in stores.
It evens out. It makes sense why this would happen. And so I can understand the perspective of both organizations.
These sorts of moves tell us a lot about how these teams perceive not only their current rosters, but also their timelines.
I think this is about the Saints trying to move up to get a quarterback this year and the Eagles positioning themselves to get a quarterback next year.
But the order of the first round has taken a major turn just moments ago.
We still hustle till the sun come up.
Keyshawn, J. Willimax, presented by Progressive Insurance. Jeremy Fowler giving the Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Morning, Jeremy.
Good morning. I like the little freeway intro. That's
Yeah,
got me going a little bit.
We got,
I was dragging before just now. Now I'm up.
For sure. So, look, we've heard a lot of rumors about a bunch of wide receiver trades, Jeremy. DK Metcalf's name is out there. A.J. Brown. How many of these guys could potentially be moved?
I mean, Metcalf is the player that teams are sort of watching right now because of Seattle and all the changes going on, and they moved on from Russell Wilson, even though they said they had no intention to. They just said they have no intention to trade DK Metcalf. So it's teams are at least calling, looking around on this. Seattle's sort of giving the vibe privately and publicly they're not going to do anything. So I think it would have to be an offer they couldn't refuse, which is possible. I mean, there's sort of a receiver war going on right now because like a boiling point because all these guys need to get paid now. They're a year away from free agency, but teams are a little scared of that because they're like, if $20 million a year is the starting point for some of these guys, but there's so many good receivers in the draft every year, I think you'll see the Packers and some of these other teams that need a receiver be patient, see what happens in the draft. If they don't get the guy they want, then they could make a move on, say, Metcalf.
Can you take off your reporting hat and put on your real talk hat? Is DK Metcalf, is he an empty stats kind of guy?
Empty
As
stats.
Key referred to him.
Empty calorie stats.
Empty calorie stats?
No, because he's not he's not the polished route runner. He's not like the pure wide receiver, but I still think he's enough of an athletic freak where he's going to he can impose his will on a game.
It sounds like you're kind of questioning whether he's a major difference maker. A little bit.
I think he went into last year a fringe top 10 wide receiver. I think like the league looked at him as that. I think he fell off a little bit last year with the way things went. But he's still probably top. I'd still probably put him top 15.
Now, a top 15 guy, I'm not giving $30 million a year.
Okay.
To.
Well, no,
I don't
not
need
30.
To,
We're talking 20.
Yeah, but if I'm DK Metcalf, and I feel like I'm a top 5 dude.
Right.
I don't want $20 million. I need I need to surpass Devontae and Tyreek Hill.
Right.
No.
Even though,
you really have those expectations on Devontae Adams?
No, you mean on DK Metcalf?
Yeah, if you're DK Metcalf, you think you're going to surpass Devontae Adams? Is that realistic?
Man, what the hell do you think I'm supposed to think? You think I'm supposed to be the 3rd or the 4th best receiver in the league? No,
physically, no one's
team,
more gifted than you, so you figure.
If I'm
you can get there.
And I'm DK Metcalf, oh yeah, I know Tyreek Hill. He's getting 27, I think it is. I need 30. Or the conversation is not going to happen.
That's not happening.
But that's part of the problem. Is a guy like DK Metcalf, who you say I say empty stat guy, is not empty stats, Jay. Much like Jeremy said, when you look at the body of work, fringe top 10. Let's leave it there. And then he fell off.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving him as an organization $30 million, 120 over the next 3 years of fully guaranteed money. The next guy in line gets paid. He's the next guy in line to get paid. So now Seattle's sitting there and saying to themselves, if you give me 2 1s and a 2 and a 5 and a 6 and in a return, oh yeah, I'll do it because we don't value him like that. When you think about alpha dogs at the wide receiver position, game changers. And I'm not talking about a guy every single week has to have 100+ yards. I'm talking about a guy who, on a certain drive, we're down by 4 and we're backed up on our own 30. I can give him the Cooper Kupp treatment and feed him 5 straight times and we at the 10-yard line now. He's not giving you that. So there's no value to me as an organization at that number.
Jeremy, what about the value, though, just of, if you're top 15, we're fringe top 10, there's half, 2/3 of the league that don't have a one receiver as good as you got, right? There's got to be a lot of value there, even if it's not exactly what Key just described as the guy you want to pay. Many, if not most teams don't have that guy.
Right, and look at what happened last month with Chris Godwin got $20 million a year, Mike Williams $20 million a year.
ACL.
And these are good players, but I don't think you'd put them in like the top 5, right?
Yeah.
So, and now you got all these guys ready to get paid. And Deebo Samuel, as we forget, like
a Swiss Army knife, though.
But you could argue impact, game changer.
Exactly.
He's top 5 to 7. You could argue that. So he's almost the next in line.
So if I'm Deebo Samuel and you just gave $20 million to Mike Williams, and Mike Williams is not a game changer. Keenan Allen is their game changer.
Right.
You gave him this money. I'm looking at Tyreek Hill's deal, who's a game changer for Kansas City and now a game changer for Miami. I'm Deebo Samuel. I'm like, man, I need the same money as Tyreek Hill.
Right. That is true.
Excellent as always, Jeremy. Thank you. One move that could ultimately change Coach K's mind about retirement, Jay. That's after Jay has this from Granger.
I see with the freeway reference, Jeremy. I respect that.
Yeah.
For all the ones who get it done, Granger is here for you, and they're always there to help. Granger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, along with 24/7 support, experienced staff, and curbside pickup at over 250 local branches. And you can get free access to product specialists ready to help you track down hard-to-find items. Plus, Grainger's commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people safer. So get up off your couch and call 1-800-GRAINGER. Click Grainger.com or just stop on by, Jeremy.
Everything is an abrupt ending in the NCAA tournament, but knowing after 42 years that would be Coach K's last walk off a court after a Duke basketball game as head coach, you certainly felt it.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Attention taxpayers, billions of dollars in savings is up for grabs for those struggling with back taxes to the IRS. The Fresh Start and Tax Relief Initiatives have paved the way for Americans with back taxes or unfiled returns to find the tax relief that they need. If you're facing liens, levies, audits, wage garnishment, or already in a payment plan, you may qualify to have a large portion of what you owe eliminated. Those who qualify and enroll can finally resolve delinquent tax problems and end all collections. A tax relief hotline at Community Tax has been established for you to call at 800-305-6290. When you call, you'll receive a free tax assessment to let you know your options and what savings you qualify for. With rising inflation and economic uncertainty, relief for taxpayers has never come at a better time. Call now and see what you qualify for by dialing 800-305-6290. 800-305-6290. That's 800-305-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
There's no event I love more than Sunday at the Masters. I have said this before, and I have been ridiculed for it, and I don't give a damn. If you told me I could only watch one day of sports the whole year, if you said, Greeny, we are taking your television away for 364 days, and you get to choose the one day you get to keep it, I would pick Sunday at the Masters.
Weekday afternoons from 2 till 4, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, this is Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. In just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself, starting at only $19.99 a month. What are you waiting for? Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
I'm Matt Glover with Aero Pest Service, and we are your family-owned and operated pest control company in Bay County since 1977. Now's the time to have us supply our long-lasting custom blend fertilizer that is guaranteed to be the answer your lawn needs in order to stay green and beautiful all summer long. Give us a call today at Aero Pest Service, 850-874-1900. 850-874-1900.
Hi, I'm Bobby Likas with today's Car Clinic Minute. Out of sight, out of mind is dangerous advice when it comes to radiator hoses. After just 4 years of use, they're 100 times more likely to fail. When we come back, I'll tell you the signs.
The Car Clinic Minute.
It's Bobby Likas Car Clinic, brought to you locally by Hewitt Tire and Auto.
Call 850-769-7323.
Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
That's 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
What you can't see can hurt you when it comes to radiator hoses. Hoses deteriorate due to chemical reactions between rubber and your car's fluids, like oil and coolant. Heat, age, and pollution also take their toll, causing tiny cracks that split, blister, or leak. To identify a defective hose, look at it. Is it scuffed, swollen, cracked? Now touch. Is it soft, gooey, spongy? These are sure signs. But even if hoses look and feel okay, internal deterioration, hidden from view, may spell danger. Be on the safe side. Replace hoses every 4 years. I'm Bobby Likas. Like us, you'll love us.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
These fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
The next evolution in sports talk radio. The Afternoon Underdogs. 4 to 6 weekdays on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Can you just reflect on your career and what it's meant to you?
I'd rather not. I'm not thinking about my career right now.
Everything is an abrupt ending in the NCAA tournament, but knowing after 42 years, that would be Coach K's last walk off a court after a Duke basketball game as head coach, you certainly felt it.
Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80, and your smart speakers. And did you know that you can listen to Keyshawn, J. Willimax commercial-free? That's right. You can listen to all your favorite ESPN radio shows and much more without the ads on TuneIn, the best audio app for sports. Just sports fans. Just download the TuneIn app to get started. So, is Coach K retired for good? Is he about to pull a Tom Brady? Duke assistant Nolan Smith informed the staff that he will not be continuing in his current role on John Shire's staff, and will instead take a position at Louisville as the top assistant on Kenny Payne's staff, per Mark Spears of Anscape. Smith was promoted to assistant coach last April. After one season as a formal assistant on Coach K's staff, he now departs for his late father, Derek Smith's alma mater. There are reports that Louisville paid heavily to get Smith, an incredible recruiter who Jay Will has credited with being the key to Duke's incredible 2022 recruiting class. Jay, what does this mean, do you think?
So I don't know this for a fact. This is sheer speculation on my part. But there's a lot of moving parts here. First off, I'm really happy for Nolan Smith. He deserves to be an associate head coach. To go back to where his father played, him and his father, he lost his father when he was younger. I love that for Kenny Payne, who was the assistant coach with the New York Knicks, who was originally with John Calipari at Kentucky, now the head coach of Louisville. Louisville's about to be a crazy program for bringing Nolan Smith on as associate head coach when they confirm the deal. But I think it leaves a huge gap at Duke. And the question is, who fills that void from a recruiting perspective? And it leads me to think, which I've been thinking a lot about since I heard this news yesterday, that does Coach K come back for another season, one more final season? Now, I'm not saying I know this. I'm just throwing it out there because these kids are coming in expecting to win a championship. And they were recruited and they have close relationships with Nolan Smith. So it's like, if I recruit Key, and I'm one of the main reasons Key is coming to my school, and now I'm leaving my school, even though the school has a great footprint, that creates a different dynamic between all these players. So now, will some of these players decommit? Will they go to other schools?
That's what I was about to ask you. I was about to ask you that if Nolan Smith is the guy, and clearly he is because and he departs to go to Louisville, the kids probably most likely, Max, will look to try to figure out. I don't know if they sign basketball so weird. You can sign in November.
You can decommit now, yes.
Oh, yeah. So will they decide to decommit, join Louisville to some degree or other programs across the country that was already recruiting them? So it will weaken Duke's recruiting base to the point where they're not as heavy, with the number one class anymore. Maybe they drop down to the fifth class, sixth class, and will Coach K want to come back dealing with that opposed to the number one class? Because we got the number one class, you know what you got. So it's more of a appetizing, so to speak, when you look at it and you go, oh, I can win with this class. But if I'm losing some of the top McDonald All-Americans and they leaving, do I want to even take that on?
Well, that's a legit question. If you're Derek Lively, the second, who's a top 3 rated player in the class, if you're Dariq Whitehead, who's number 1 rated player in the class as a guard, do you want to come to a first-year head coach where that relatability that you have with the assistant is no longer there?
Well,
even if it is Duke.
Yeah, that's the thing, Jay, that I thought of was like, does Coach K think that maybe he can save this class a little bit if he announces that he would come back and coach another year with some of these players who were recruited by Nolan, unsure about playing for John Shire, but would they come back to play for Coach K? Again, I'm not saying this does happen, but it does feel like something that could be the impetus for Coach K to come back and it not be, oh, he's coming back for the attention. No, he's legitimately coming back because he thinks it's what's best for the program. It's what's best for John Shire.
How long has Nolan Smith been the top recruiter
for a while?
So if he's been the top recruiter, you would think, and this is what I think, because in football, the relationships are with the assistant coach. It's not with Coach K is the closer. Coach K is not going in, night out at these kids' AAU events, at these kids. You know, he's a closer. He doesn't have the relationship with the parents the same way assistant coaches.
He doesn't have enough time to put in the legwork.
He doesn't have
anyway,
so much like Evan is saying. Can he continue to keep the class together? I don't think so, because the assistant coach who was recruiting him is no longer there.
But if Coach K, to Evan's point, if Coach K doesn't like the taste that a loss to UNC leaves in his mouth in the Final Four, if for whatever reason he wants to come back, this is plausible. This is a reason where he could say, yeah, I threw myself a year-long party, but by announcing that I was retiring, but the institution needs me.
Well, Max, here's why I give it a legit chance, Evan and Max and Key. Because if you're Nolan Smith and you have a great relationship with all these players, you're in the conference, man. You're at Louisville. You're picking up the phone and you're saying, yo, Derek.
Yeah.
Like, it's time.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
here.
We
This is
need
what
you.
we're doing here. We're going to put together a different team. Be coached by somebody. It turns into recruiting battles, man. And it weakens your hold on the #1 class. So if you're Coach K, how do you strengthen that hold? I'm coming back.
Plus, Max, he already did that last year, meaning 2021, where he announced his retirement early to finish, or 2021, right? Yeah,
21, 22,
yeah, 2021. He already said, I'm only going to stay one more year on. Like, every year you keep saying you're going to stay one more year. Now, all of a sudden, you coming back, so you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Families aren't going to want to be in that position, in that situation, and dealing with them.
You're saying it's more of a reason for him to stay where he is, retired.
Yes. Just be a helicopter coach, assistant coach, whatever you want to call it, sitting there overseeing the program, opposed to trying to come back to save the recruiting
Putting your name on it, and then it's a mess.
It's a
Well,
mess.
the thing is, Max, they may need to go to recruiting more 3-star, 4-star recruits instead of the one and done, so they can build the program over a longer time instead of playing the one and done scenario.
Aaron in Georgia wants to get in on this, guys. Aaron, who replaces Coach K as the best coach in college basketball? What's going on?
What's up, Aaron?
What's going on, fellas?
You got 30 seconds, bro.
I know you guys kind of touched on it already, but, I mean, Tom Izzo is never considered one of the greatest coaches right now. I mean, you guys compared it to having rings, but I think Larry Brown, who doesn't have any rings, is one of the greatest coaches in the NBA. So, I mean, why isn't Tom Izzo ever, mentioned in that conversation?
Larry Brown got a ring with the Pistons in 2004.
Larry Brown, Pistons, college with who? Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got rings.
Yeah. Kansas, did well at UCLA.
We're talking about active coaches now.
SMU.
One NFL owner said they ruined their quarterback. Is it too late to fix them? That's next. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades? Not sure which ones to buy? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your specific car and even install them for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus earn double O-Rewards points. There's no better time to replace your wiper blade. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
The minute you step behind the wheel of an all-new Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, you'll know it was made to make a statement, because it's a beast. Equipped with a 437 horsepower iForce Max hybrid engine made for making power moves. Plus, available cockpit red interior with a technical camel pattern made to deliver a red carpet-like experience. Not to mention an in-grill LED light bar made to make you stand out from the crowd. The all-new Tundra TRD Pro, made to make a statement. Toyota, let's go places.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents Wrestling Against Cancer number 7. In the main event, Chief Little Bear versus Kelly Man. Plus, exciting women's wrestling Saturday, April 30th at the Bay County Fairgrounds. Doors open at 5:30, bell time 6:30. Tickets $12. Ages 6 to 10 only $10. 5 and under free. Proceeds benefit mostly high school student Kendall Susie. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Good Tuesday morning. A weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Some locally severe weather, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s during the day. Temperatures tonight mid to upper 60s, and the south wind up to 30 miles per hour through tonight. More rain and thunderstorm activity in the Wednesday forecast. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Offord Tire and Service Center in Callaway. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Coming up, I'll have some tips on how to calm pre-surgery nerves. Hi, from Samaritan Ministries, I'm Doug Chamberlain with a family health checkup. Surgery, essential or elective, can be accompanied by pre-surgery nerves. It's normal. It's also important to acknowledge your feelings and take steps to alleviate them. Start by talking to a member of your healthcare team to build trust and educate you about the surgery, why it's needed, and what to expect during recovery. Take care of your body prior to surgery by eating healthy, exercising if you can, and getting plenty of sleep. Participate in activities that bring you a sense of peace, like listening to music, reading your Bible, journaling, and spending time in prayer. Take time to read through pre-surgery instructions and make a list of what you'll need to take to the hospital and what you'll need at home to aid in recovery. And finally, lean on your family and friends for support. For more, visit us on Facebook or at familyhealthcheckup.org.
It seems like I rescue countless people every summer. 4 summers ago, there was a person that was caught in a rip current and no one else saw it. She was pretty close to going under. She was definitely bobbing under. And I took my friend's board and I ran out and got to her just in the nick of time. And then the lifeguards came and got her after that. The power of the ocean deserves everyone's respect. Even on tranquil days, hard to see powerful rip currents are present up and down our coast. Every year, unsuspecting swimmers find themselves in the grip of a rip. Many lose their lives. Such tragic events could easily be prevented with a few local tips. Know before you go and always check beach forecast before you head out. Always swim near a lifeguard. And if you find yourself caught in a rip current, don't panic. Float, wave, and shout until help can arrive. And if you're a good swimmer, don't fight the rip current. Swim parallel to the beach to break free of the current's hold. Live like a local, love the beach, respect the ocean.
Atlanta Braves play here. WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
People get past the hit man.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Keep an eye on the sky today. I think around 2 o'clock, between 12 and 3, we might start getting some bad weather in here. Pay attention. Hopefully it won't. There's a chance it'll go north of us, and I hope it will. What are you laughing at?
Hey, when you said that, it brought back a memory of Andy Travis and Les Nessman at WKRP.
Yeah.
And Andy had just started, and he said, Les, I heard you do the eyewitness weather. He said, exactly, what is that? And I heard a helicopter. He said, no, that was just me beating on my chest and giving the weather.
Hey, that's a... Yeah, we can do that.
The weather outside, it's going to rain, folks.
We're going to get some bad. Hopefully it won't get too bad, but that's going to last into tomorrow, too. So we're going to have some of that weather rolling in here like we always do. I think Saturday this weekend, the low's going to be down in the 40s, or maybe the coast, it might stay a little bit warm, but it's got a chance to get down there pretty good. Ethan Boyd, every Tuesday. Mr. Ethan Boyd, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
And every Tuesday and Friday, the one, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jim Bob Brandt. Jim, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Are you tired?
Yes.
I am too. I'm usually in bed by 9:30, 10. I didn't get to bed probably 11 something last night watching that basketball game. It was a great game. We'll get more on that in a little bit, but it was a really good basketball game. Today we got Rutherford baseball coach to be on here talking about everything going on at Rutherford. 8:15, Andy Burcham, Auburn Tigers update on what's going on with Auburn baseball.
Well, since you're sleepy, I'll play some slow music.
No, don't. I'll probably fall asleep. You did good yesterday playing music. Ethan, we got to talk to you, man. Before I know we're going to talk a little bit of A&M later, but I do want to talk about that 5-star, another 5-star guy that y'all brought aboard at Texas A&M. How much does this one cost? $1 million, $2 million, $3 million?
It costs a little penny.
You're supposed to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
We keep finding more funds, so.
Texas and Texas A&M going to be a ball. Y'all going to be in the mix, man. I'm telling you.
I think we have to be. I mean, recruiting I think is the first step in it, but you got to develop the players and you got to win the big games, and the pressure's on. It's kind of Fonbaum said, like, he's got 3 years. He said, realistically, 2 to 3 years he needs to win something, or it's going to be considered a bust, and we'll kind of go from there, I guess, on if he would stay.
I'm looking back at my notes from about a week and stuff I didn't cover. I think that was pretty good. I didn't get it in. I do want to get this in, though, real quick. Well, the kid you did get, everybody wanted him. Georgia, everybody was after the guy. A big stud, can run, can move, hard to block. It just makes that defense even better now. It's unbelievable at every position what he's brought in.
Yeah. He's done really well.
You've got the facilities. You've got the money. 100 and something thousand every single game. It's a good place. It's going to get better. Now with Texas coming in pretty soon, they've gone out. They're doing well too. I got a bold prediction. They already got bold predictions. If we have time today, we'll get them in. Guess what one of them is? Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah?
This year in a bowl game.
Well, man, what was it?
I want to think it was a Sugar Bowl. It might have been the Sugar Bowl. I have to go back and look at my notes.
3 years ago, we were lined up to play. It was Big 12, number 14 versus, I guess, number 14, something like that. And Texas switched, and they said they weren't going to go to that bowl.
Wow.
They were like, we said we're not going to play you guys. We've all had all this hatred since y'all left the SEC, blah, blah, blah. And the bowl games was slated to match. You offered both of us the same bowl. Texas said no.
I did not know that. What do you think about that, Jim Bob?
Stranger things.
I'm not gonna play with you.
Yeah.
You left me. I will not play
I'm
catch
take my
with
ball and go home.
That's right.
Are there any Jim Bobs in Ohio?
I don't think so. I think you have to cross the Ohio River to get the name Jim Bob.
As soon as we found out who's from Ohio, that's Jim Bob Brandt. I named him.
Billy Bob, Jim Bob Brandt.
Hale gave me that name. The reason
stuck with him.
When he came, I was at Cape First. When he came, I found out he was from Alabama. And I teased him. I said, "What's with it in Alabama? Everybody's got 2 first names." And there's a DB at Alabama named Jim Bob Harris. And for some reason, that name just stuck in my mind. It's like Jim Bob Harris. And ever since I've been Jim Bob.
Everybody calls it that. Jim Bob Brandt.
Even your kids?
That sounds good, though. Jim Bob Brandt. It does.
Mary Sue.
Yeah, it smells like a strong safety. Judy Bob Brandt. Unbelievable. Southern Mississippi Marshall, Old Dominion, they're now being allowed to play this year. I might have went over it. I'm going to do it again. In the Sun Belt, That's a lot of people around here went to Troy. You got a lot of Troy people in Northwest Florida, and that's a big deal. They'll be playing those teams. Now, the Conference USA was going to fine them. He had to get a 14-month notice and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the details were worked out. I think everything's been worked out with all the lawyers and everything like that, but they will be playing Sunbelt this year. Conference USA have now dropped from 14 teams to 11 teams. So that's good for Southern Mississippi. They've been struggling. I think they can have a chance to be pretty doggone good in Sunbelt, which is good for them. And they just got through having their spring football game. Did you realize that the Pac-12 moving their office, they're working from home to save money, and I think their office is in San Francisco, which kind of explains that. It allows the employees to work from home to save money for the university. They're currently in a 113,000 square foot facility, and it's costing them in rent, okay, $6.9 million to rent this place, I guess, a year. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty steep.
Kind of shows you they're not in the same ballpark with the SEC, Big Ten, or the ACC. I don't think they're in line with the Big 12. I don't know. In 2019, 2020, this is the only thing I find out. They gave each school $33.6 million. Big Ten gave $54.3 to each school. If you hear me, $21 million more. Ohio State got $21 million more than Southern Cal. SEC was $45.5 million, so they were about $9 million less than the Big Ten. And I really believe the SEC screwed up by just going with ESPN. I really do. I truly believe they made a mistake. I think they should have stayed with CBS. I think they should have did some with ESPN like we were doing anyway.
Yeah.
And then I tried Amazon, some of these other things. I think the Big Ten commissioner's smart. I think they're going to still be the highest paid when everything's said and done. There were Fox now. They could go to 2 or 3 CBS. If I'm CBS, I go to Big Ten right now and say, look, let us have some of your games, big game, one a week. You can still have your Fox thing. So I do think you guys are going to still make the most money in college football.
Time will tell. We'll see.
They need me running the SEC. That's all I can say. Jim, anything going on you want to get into right now? You want to wait? Will we wait till we get through with our Rutherford baseball coach? We get into the basketball game and spend some time. I know you got some on FSU. We got some on them today. We have got, again, Andy Bursham, 8:15, talking about the Auburn Tigers, baseball, spring football. They entered their last week of spring practice, getting ready. And I know A&M, we got some talking about some A&M. They're going to be a player this year on the national scheme, no doubt about that. The biggest game, I think, on Bama's schedule at home this year is A&M, simply because we got embarrassed. We got run out of the stadium. How many points we give up? 30-something?
Yeah. I think it's 34.
Yeah. Well, if it happens again, we're looking at making some changes. Conference USA today, they've already come out with their power ranking for the SEC. Coming at number 14, who you guess it is?
For wait, what now?
We've already got the power ratings for the SEC football.
Oh, Vandy.
We're not even halfway through spring football. Now, Vandy, some schools are through, but not 90%. Michigan, I got to tell you about Michigan's spring game. It's a joke. Anyway, Michigan's through, but Vandy is number 14. Number 13 in the power rankings, way too early power rankings, was Missouri. Number 12, Auburn. Ooh. Well, get this. Number 11, Florida Gators.
Oh, who did this?
Number 10, USA Today. Number 10, Kentucky. Kentucky. I'm like, what are you
They're
getting?
not very
at?
high
I don't
on the
know.
East, are they?
Yeah. No, well, who is? Number 9, Mississippi State. Number 8, South Carolina. Number 7, Ole Miss. Number 6, Tennessee's getting a lot of love. Number 6, Tennessee. Number 5, LSU. Number 4, Arkansas. Number 3, Texas A&M. Number 2, Georgia. Number 1, Alabama. Alabama's got a lot coming back.
Yeah.
They got a lot coming back. So that's your preseason power rank. Yeah, you look at what they did last year, what they got coming back. I understand. Auburn lost 8 scholarship defensive linemen.
We'll find out.
I really think it's hard to overcome something like that. But if anybody can, it is the Auburn Tigers. Luke Bennett, you know who he is?
Yeah, the brother.
The brother of the Georgia Bulldogs, Stetson Bennett's quarterback there. His brother is now going to be a football player at Georgia. Yeah. Did he get a scholarship? No. Preferred walk-on. What is it, Jim Bob? Do you know what a preferred walk-on is?
Funny you asked, because I looked it up about a week ago, because I honestly didn't know either, because when I was a coaching and playing, it was just you were a walk-on.
Right.
A regular walk-on is there's no guarantee you're going to stay on the team. You're just somebody to practice against. A preferred walk-on is essentially the same thing, but you have a spot at the team for sure. They're not going to cut you. They're not going to get rid of you when they feel like they got somebody better.
Okay.
So, like Archie Griffin's grandson is a preferred walk-on. Orlando Pace has a son that's a preferred walk-on at Ohio State. Herbstreit's kid is a preferred walk-on. So that means they're on a team.
Well, you just screwed up one of my segments. I was going to talk about Archie. Two Heisman Trophy winners, his son.
No,
his father.
grandson.
His son played there also at Ohio State. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes, sir. I think he was a walk-on too, by the way. Georgia, we all know, won the national championship. Bennett was a quarterback, did a great job. His brother is 5'11", 175, wide receiver from Pierce County. I think Pierce County. I can't read this. Georgia. He will join his brother as a walk-on. I just wanted to go somewhere where I could make an impact.
Okay.
What kind of input? I'm just kidding. What kind of input? Anyway, Southern Mississippi. Maybe we got a scholarship to Southern Mississippi, Troy.
Obviously, not real familiar with the whole walk-on concept.
Yeah, he's gonna find out how hard it is to make an impact as a walk-on. He had 33 catches for 638 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had 9 carries for 179 yards and 3 touchdowns in his senior year. Now listen though, he did run a 4.5. That's pretty good, 4.5 for somebody that size. So he's a good athlete, a good ball player, really good high school football player. But Jim and I both know how tough it is to be a walk-on anywhere. I don't care what level. It's tough. Anywhere. If you knew what they went through, I got a lot of respect for those kids, man. It's a tough life.
It's not a fun existence.
Yeah. And you know, I do see I saw A&M's got some preferred walk-ons. Alabama's got a couple of them like that. And usually they're former player sons like we see right here. And so anyway, I hope the guy does a really good job, and I hope he is happy at Georgia with Kirby Smart. I don't have time to get my Michigan thinking. I'd make sure we talk about Michigan spring games sometime today. Maybe we can upset Michigan Eddie. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We are going to talk about the national championship game, and we get through with the Rutherford baseball coach. Hope we'll have Coach Coffee on here in a minute. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Ethan, we're one day away from that world-famous spaghetti. There's no doubt about that. Stevenson Air Conditioning. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. It doesn't matter if you got Stevenson Air Conditioning. If it breaks down, doesn't matter. No problem. Call them day or night. They'll be out there and they'll take care. Debbie does a great job. Jason's incredible. Stevenson Air Conditioning. When I think about real estate and going to closing, I'm going to demand that we have South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. You don't want any surprises. You want it done correctly, professionally, in the right way, and that is Chuck Tucker. Ethan Boyd, what is going on? The legendary Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. What is going on down there?
Well, you know how we like to use ESPN as an outlet, and you know me and Ryan are pretty good friends. So I have another golf tournament on Saturday.
All right, man. The connections you make here on 104.3 ESPN. What is it? Northwest Florida.
Yeah, that's it.
It's amazing what happens. You come with us, you make money.
Exactly.
I mean, it is. Now I do. I don't know if y'all looked at the fine print. Both of you, I do get 10% from you and him on y'all's deals. I don't think y'all know that.
No.
And free meals too.
Yeah,
all those free meals.
That'll work. That'll be good. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Tuesday morning, a weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Some locally severe weather, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s during the day. Temperatures tonight mid to upper 60s, and the south wind up to 30 miles per hour through tonight. More rain and thunderstorm activity in the Wednesday forecast. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, best little lumber yard in Panama City and Youngstown. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
The next evolution in sports talk radio.
And we're back!
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdog.
Hello.
The only live live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida are proud members of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We'd like to welcome the newest members to the Beach Chamber.
Beach Yard Cards, Health Supply 770 Incorporated, Emerald Kush Farms, John Douglas Insurance, Jute and Palm, Sherwin-Williams, Sunspot Realty, and Wild Grace.
Congratulations from the area's only sports radio station, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Dairyland is your land. It's car insurance that keeps you on the road so that you can make it to work on time. Its payment plans are flexible for when life gets complicated. It's affordable coverage to help you get back on the road again, even if you've taken a break. Because Dairyland is auto insurance that's customized to fit your life. Dairyland is your land.
Need a low down payment and a pay-as-you-go plan? We've got you covered. Ellis Agency Insurance, 763-1627.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. What's the bad news? Your hat's on fire. What?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now, that would put you to sleep right there now. Who is that? Who is that?
That right there is Rupert Holmes.
Rupert Holmes.
Song.
Huh?
The Pina Colada song.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Escape. He also had a song called Him.
All right, here we go. Let's get into some Rutherford baseball. Coach Coffin, how you doing, sir?
Great. How are you doing?
Well, we are having a good, fun time here at 104.3 J. Michael Studios. Hey, listen, the weather, do you have anything planned today? You got a game today?
Yeah, we're supposed to play at Vernon today, but it's not looking good this afternoon.
Yeah, and when will y'all make a call on that?
Probably, I would say around noonish.
Okay.
Just see how it's looking. I see it kind of looks like it's getting pushed back a little bit, but yeah, probably about noon. We'll probably make a call.
They said it might have a chance it goes, stays up a little north of us, maybe around Interstate 10.
Yeah, Walton County doesn't have school today. I know that's not where Vernon is, but still, that part of the area is supposed to get it pretty good.
I think there were two counties that closed school. I know Walton was one. I can't remember the other one, to be honest
Probably
with you.
Okaloosa, maybe?
Yeah, I think you're right.
We just can't get away from the severe weather, can we?
I'll tell you what, I'm sick of it. I don't like it. I hate it. All right, let's go back a week. I know you had a tough game. Bozeman's really good. I think they got a special ball club. Talk about that ball game. Tell us what's happened since we talked to you last.
So we played Arnold on Thursday. That was a tough one for us. And Bozeman was as well. They're just good. They're good clubs. If we don't play our best game, they can really put it to you. So both of those games were tough. And then we played Franklin County last night and took that one on the chin too. So we're looking to bounce back today if the weather holds up.
Now, Franklin County's pretty good this year, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a good group of seniors. I think Coach said they had 5 seniors, and they're not bad. They're pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Give us a little scout report on Vernon. What do you think about them?
Vernon is actually where our coach from last year went, Jamie
That's
Bukowski.
right. That's right. Yeah.
He went up there, and I think they got a young group, kind of like us. And I don't know too much about them. I'll come look at the max preps here this morning, get a little idea of who they're throwing and whatnot. But I think they got a young group like us, and we got to play good baseball if we want to go up there and get a W.
Yeah. Who are you going to start? I don't know if you want to tell everybody or not, but if you can, who's going to be the starting pitcher tonight?
I think we're going to start Noah Johnson, one of our seniors, right-handed pitcher. He can throw it pretty good, and if he's on, I think we'll have some success.
Yeah, with all that we were talking to Coach yesterday, Coach Jones yesterday about the pitch counts and all this kind of stuff, and I can't remember now what he said, but if you play 2 games a week and you're doing pretty well, on an average, how many pitchers would you be using that week? 4?
Yeah, I would say about 4, maybe a starter and a reliever in both games.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We got 4 on the slate this week, so we are going to empty the tank. Everybody's got to be live.
Let me ask you this: your kids, how's the attitude? You talked about they work really hard, but how's the attitude been? You've played such a tough schedule. You've played 2 of the best teams in the state of Florida. Really, I think Arnold's a really special baseball team.
Yeah.
And we know Bozeman's got a chance to win the state in 1A. Do they understand the type of competition they're playing, and that you're building this program? Are they okay, or have you seen them be a little bit negative or a little bit down?
I mean, definitely. I like where our attitude's at. We go into every game thinking we got a chance, and you can't. That's all I ask out of them. It's obviously frustrating when we get down in some of these games, but They don't get too negative. They don't get too down on themselves. The next day, they turn the slate, and I think they'll be ready to go today.
Now, if this game is not played today, what's the game plan the rest of the week? Do you try to work it in, or what are you guys going to do about that?
I don't know if we'll try to work it in this week. I don't know. I think they have a game on Thursday, which would be our only other opportunity this week. But I think we'll try to work it in the next couple of weeks, hopefully before the season. It's starting to get jam-packed with all these games we got to make up. So
yeah,
we're going to try to get them all in, though.
Now, I know you don't have to play everybody in the district, which I don't understand that. It's all new to me. But the tournament, where's the district tournament going to be played at the end of the season?
It's at Mariana.
Oh, good. Okay, we're on Mariana. We're up in Mariana right now, so that's good. I want to say hi to all of our Mariana people. Matter of fact, we're going to try to start getting their coaches on soon. We might have to wait and do it in the fall, start football, then go with basketball and baseball like we do with all the teams around here. Out of that tournament, what do you think is toughest competition? Who are you most concerned about? Because y'all played some games so far now. You got an idea who's really good and who's not. How do you feel about the district? And talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, Mariana has a good club. We played them twice last year, and they definitely have a good club. I've heard they got a really good arm. Pensacola Catholic is always pretty stout, and they'll be definitely at the top of our district. The Tallahassee teams I haven't heard too much about. Nobody around here plays them too much, but from what I look at, they got solid clubs too. That's McClay and Florida High. So, I mean, we got a pretty tough district. Which I tell the guys this week, playing these 4 games in 5 days. This is what the district tournament's going to be like, something like this. So, and we're playing good competition, so you're going to have to be ready to go day after day and try to advance.
Now, how are they going to do it this year? Are they going to make everybody go up to Mariana and play, or are they going to let whoever you draw, let the highest ranked team travel to that school, or does everybody have to go to Mariana?
Yeah, everybody's going to go to Mariana. We picked there because it's kind of centrally located. Okay. Coming from Pensacola and then coming from Tallahassee, we're kind of meeting in the middle. We didn't want somebody to have to go from Pensacola all the way to Tallahassee or vice versa, so we kind of just said we'll meet in the middle and we'll play all the games there.
Do you know the date of that game or when that tournament starts?
So it's the first week in May. So I believe it's May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Wow. Our last game is April 28th. So, yeah, I think it's May 2nd on a Tuesday it starts.
April 20. Can you believe how it's flying by? I mean, we're in April now. At the end of this month, it's going to be over. Yeah. What's the last day of the school this year? Do you know, top of your head?
May 25th.
May 25th. Wow. Okay. All right, Coach. I don't know if I asked you yet or not. Who do you got Friday?
We got North Bay Haven on Friday, and we got Weewa Hitchcock on Wednesday.
Wow. I mean, your schedule's tough, man. North Bay Haven's pretty doggone good, too. Give us a little breakdown on them.
We played them a couple weeks ago right before spring break, and they got a good club. We had a chance to win that game for sure. We lost, I think it was 6-4. They just got a few more key hits than us, some 2-out base hits at the end of the game, which put them over the top. But that's definitely a game we can compete in, and I like our chances if we're playing good baseball.
Coach, I'm not from this area. I'm from Texas. And how does that district tournament work? Is it single elimination, double elimination? Where does it lead
Yeah.
from there if you win it? How does that kind of work?
It's single elimination. Yeah, and then the top two. Well, actually, it's based off rankings now. The Max Prep rankings. It used to be the top two team, or whoever made the district tournament advanced to the regional round. But now it's going to be the district champion, and then based on rankings after that. So, but yeah, the tournament is. I think it's 3 rounds, single elimination. So kind of survive in advance.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. Stay safe. I hope you get the game in and get it played, but I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to be bad again tomorrow. Maybe it'll stop raining in the morning time. You get these ball games in, but stay safe and keep an eye on that weather, man. Don't get caught out there getting hurt.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks
for coming
having me on as always.
Yeah, we'll call to you next Tuesday at 7:15. Thank you, Coach.
All right, see you. Have a good one.
Coach Coffin, he does a really good job at Rutherford High School. Jim, it's hard trying to build that up right now. The hurricane hit, it got destroyed, their enrollment went down. They've got heck.
And they combined Everett Middle School with them too. So since the last 5-6 years, that campus has really changed. Just who goes there, how it's set up. Now it's 6 through 12, and so it's a lot different than what it was.
All right, we get back. Jim's going to talk about a little bit about Florida State. We got to get into the basketball game, the national championship game last night. I thought it was a really good basketball. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
I really enjoyed the Final Four. I thought that was pretty, especially the Duke North Carolina game was unbelievable. All right, we'll be right back. Let's talk about some of our great people, like Rudy Tootie's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. They have the best barbecue. If you want to have a big, pregame meal, they've got the Lorelei and Lake Layton room in the back there. That's unbelievable. The Hale room in the back is really good. TVs, lounge chairs. It's really nice.
Popcorn.
we got it all there. Right? You name it, we got it. But I tell you what I love about Rudy's Barbecue. Julie loves the barbecue. Okay, she's into that. I love the turkey. Somebody told me to try. I don't know if it was you or somebody said try the turkey sandwich. Somebody's been down.
I think it's me.
Yeah, and we all did. And Brian's the same way. Like, man, this is unbelievable. And Tommy buys a lot of it and takes home.
Yeah.
And uses.
Yeah, you can come in, just go to the counter, just order a few pounds of this, a few pounds of that, and just walk around the door. Yeah.
Yeah. You're set for a couple days, man, or a week, whatever you want to do. But get out and try it. If you've never been down there, you'll love it. You get on Back Beach Road. You head towards Pier Park. Right after you put past Nicholas, I think. Nautilus. Look to your left. There's a huge sign there.
Just past the Busy Bee also.
Yeah. It's really good. And now if you're coming from the west towards the east, like from Pier Park heading down that way, to me, it's a lot easier getting in that way.
Yeah, 100% easier.
Yeah, but it's right there. Go try it. And once you go there, baby, you're going to love it. There's no doubt about that. And we always forget, it's open breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast tacos in the morning.
Yeah, you can watch sports all day long. I love all the TV. As a matter of fact, there's one I think you're going to be missing. Anyway, talking about Dr. Chad Mitchell. He's here every Monday, does an incredible job. If you get injured, go see Dr. Chad Mitchell. 22 years on Bay County sidelines. A legendary doctor, Southern Orthopedics. Saw Dr. Nobles yesterday. Went by and saw him and had a real good time over there. They're partners over there. Also, Bay Point Golf. You talking about your buddy, Ryan Movey. He does an unbelievable job. Ever since he's been here, wherever he does is unbelievable. Bay Point, Club 72 is open now. Also, if you don't want to make money, the golf tournaments, that's the place to do it. Everybody has a golf tournament there, and they use Rudy's Barbecue. They make big-time money. It's a moneymaker. I mean, it's a big-time moneymaker. Bay Point Golf. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Atlanta Braves baseball is back.
Swing and a drive. That's hammered deep right. He jumped on one and hits a homer.
We're your exclusive radio home for the Atlanta Braves.
At the wall. It is gone. A grand slam for Acuna.
Hear every exciting home run, every strikeout, and every thrilling victory on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Swampy Jack here. I've traveled the world for decades and brought my most exciting adventures to Panama City Beach. Encounter the 25-foot-tall Swamp Ape. This indoor scrambler ride is synchronized for a multimedia experience like you've never felt. Put the pedal to the metal, racing around the Marrakesh track in electric go-karts. Supercharge your cart with special power-ups for extra speed or to sabotage opponents. And if you're hungry, grab a meal at Swampy's Cantina or enjoy an ice-cold beer. This and more at Swampy Jack's.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right, he has over 30 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within 2 business days, so don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into new settings and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 45 years.
I'm Matt Glover with Aero Pest Service, and we are your family-owned and operated pest control company in Bay County since 1977. Did you know termites do more damage every year than fires, floods, and storms combined? And all they need is a width of a sheet of paper to get into your home. But I can tell you that it's completely preventable. You can protect the most valuable investment you have by calling us today. Give us a call today at Aero Pest Service, 850-874-1900.
We don't know what his problem is,
Quit moaning, we're all hurting.
but it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida. Knowles fans, get ready. It's the FSU Update. Brought to you by Newbies. On the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's it. And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Newbies! We got 3 great locations. John and Sharp doing an unbelievable job. Incredible. The best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night down at Newbies. Also, you can get food there now. And Newbies 2 on the Curve, the place to watch professional baseball. Which when's the first game?
Thursday.
Thursday. It opens up Thursday. So we start watching professional baseball, college baseball. Now we're shifting gears. Spring football games be played. That's the place to go watch all sporting events. Jim, what do you got for? Oh, wait a minute. My phone just popped up that we're now under a tornado watch. I'll try to find out. I guess we are. I'm trying to find some more information on that. So be careful. Keep your eye in the sky. All right, Jim Bob, what you got?
All right. Well, as you know, it's baseball and softball season, and as usual, Florida State's doing really well in women's softball. Currently, they're ranked number 2 in the country behind the undefeated Oklahoma, who was national champs last year. Florida State's record is 35-2. They're undefeated on the road. They've lost their 2 games at home, 1 to Pitt and then 1 to Boston College. And I had forgotten, I'll be honest with you, that Florida State was the national runners-up last year. Oklahoma beat them in the national championship 5-1 last year. They were also NCAA champs in 2018. So they've got a really good program. They've been good for a long time. Their coach's name is Lonnie Almeida. Her record is 538 and 160. So
wow, God,
that's since 2009. So
that's pretty good.
That's not bad. So they've always been pretty good. They have outstanding pitching. Just to give you some idea of how dominant they've been, they played 37 games. They've only given up 55 runs, and 7 of them.
Wait, say it one more time.
They've played 37 games. They're 35-2, and they've given up 55 runs. And 7 of those were in the loss to Pitt. So that means in the other 36, they've given up 48 runs. So that's kind of hard to lose when you're only giving up like 1.5 runs a game, even if it's softball. Traditionally the score is not real high. But, yeah, they've got a really good team. Some of their outstanding people they have 2 pitchers. They got one, Catherine Sandercock, who's 18-0 as a pitcher with a 1.02 ERA, and the other one is 11-2 with a 1.54 ERA. So they've got dominating pitch. Their hitters are outstanding. They've surrendered 13 home runs this year, And they've got a girl who's a freshman, a redshirt freshman from Sneeds, of all places, home of Bill Thomas.
Yep.
Her name is Michaela Edenfield. She's got 15 by herself, and they've only given up 13. So they've got a pretty strong program. I think it's going to come down to them and probably Oklahoma again. You know, they're playing
Alabama.
Yeah, they're playing the Gators tomorrow in Gainesville at 6 o'clock. Just to give you some idea what the overall softball rankings are, we'll start with number 10. Number 10 is Arkansas. Number 10 is Oklahoma State. Number 8 is Duke. 7 is Florida. So when they play the Gators tomorrow, that'll be a good matchup. The Gators are always really strong in softball. Number 6 is Northwestern. That kind of surprised me. 5 is Virginia Tech. 4 is your Alabama Crimson Tide. 3 is UCLA, who's a traditional every year powerhouse in softball. And then Florida State's number 2 at 35-2, and then number 1 is Oklahoma, who hasn't lost yet this year.
Oklahoma's outstanding, man.
Yeah. The ones that are powers in softball are Oklahoma, UCLA, Florida State, Florida. Those are probably like
Alabama.
Every year. Alabama. They're up there every year. So there's no real surprise to this.
Jim, I'll be honest with you. I love watching the World Series of softball with the girls when they get there. I mean, I can't wait to watch it again. I used to not be that way, but I started watching. There's so I don't know. It's a quicker game. It's faster. The kids are so pumped up.
The thing that's really you don't kind of take for granted. It's just softball. It's just girls. But you got to understand that mound is a lot closer.
Yeah.
And sit behind home plate and see how fast that ball comes in. And they make it dip and drop and all these other names they have for the ball that they throw. I don't know how they hit it. I'll be honest. I don't know how they hit it because you have
crowds that go watch.
You have a nanosecond to react.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Jenny Finch, who was probably the greatest female pitcher ever, and my goodness, is she stunning. But anyway, she strikes out everybody.
Yeah,
they've had major leaguers go up against her, and she just strikes them all out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I tell you what, I enjoy watching it. Florida State played Alabama, and Florida State beat them. We were all talking about going over there, then we forgot, didn't go. But I would like to go watch one of those games. But it's just their girls are so excited about playing. I mean, the enthusiasm watching one of those games, the crowd's into it. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And I'm with you. I think it's going to be the same old group. It's going to be there again.
Yeah.
Oklahoma will be there. Florida State's going to be there.
UCLA.
Yeah.
It'll be.
I was surprised you had some Big Ten schools in that top 10.
Yeah.
The weather's not that great this time of year up there.
No, it's
How
not.
do they play? I mean, really,
it's tough. I remember when I was in high school, I didn't play baseball. I was a track person, but like my friends who played baseball, it seemed like they were never playing because it was either snowing, it was too cold, or it was raining, or a combination of all three, and it's tough. There's a reason why the South dominates in baseball and softball because the weather's good. I mean,
and football and basketball. Yeah, you're right. There's a reason.
No,
SEC,
not so much in
SEC. Kentucky screwed
take
that
them
up.
out. Take them out. What other SEC team has won a national championship in basketball? None.
What about the Florida Gators?
All right.
Yeah. What about the Florida
They got
Gators?
two. Other than that, nobody.
Okay.
My bad to Gators out there.
That's all right. We are under a tornado watch until 2 o'clock. Is that am I saying correct? Yeah. So anyway, hopefully we get out of here and we'll be able to play some baseball somewhere around here tonight. What else you got for us on the mighty Seminoles? Is that it?
Well, you got spring football kind of winding down towards their spring game.
They got their game this weekend.
Do they?
Yeah, I think their game's played this weekend.
I thought it was next week, but I could be wrong.
No,
so it'll be interesting to see that what I talked about the other day. That really got me. That Danny Cannell, a former Florida State quarterback, is putting the pressure on Norvell. Yeah, you're on the hot seat. Hey, Danny, how about being supportive here, bud? I mean, that's kind of his nature, though. So that kind of surprised me. So
I don't know. I go both ways on it. Yeah, you want to be supportive. You're always for the coach that's there. But it's time. It's time they've done something. Now, how many years has he been there?
This will be his third year.
We need to see some improvement.
Yeah.
He's making big-time money.
Well, we'll see.
Hey, what about the other coaches before him that only got 2 or 3 years? Was that fair?
There's only one that got 2 years, and he deserved it. Yeah. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So we'll see. I say it all the time. As long as old Dion's out there.
Dion's going to be the next coach there, in my opinion.
Somewhere. I wouldn't say just Florida State, but somebody's going to give him a shot, man. The way he can recruit and he's special.
How about Dion? You guys might have talked about it. This happened a couple weeks ago, and he was all upset that those pro teams didn't come to his historical black college's workout.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey Dion, if there were guys there that they thought they could get, they'd go.
Well, every time he does anything, it brings attention to him and the school.
Oh yeah,
so
that was
that's
attention-seeking. There's no question.
Well, let's say he's not a great coach. He can recruit, and he can put people around him with the X's and O's.
There you go.
And he is a leader.
He can walk in anybody's living room, and people know who he is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he could coach defensive backs.
Sure.
I mean,
who he learned from.
He's as elite as
he wasn't a bad wide receiver.
Well, he played. He played for Mickey and Bobby. I think he knows football. He played in the NFL. He knows what he's doing.
Of course,
but you do. He would be good. If he gets to a big time job, I'm not saying it's going to be Florida State, but if he gets to another big time job, it might be Conference USA. It might be a Southern Mississippi or Troy, something like that. He's going to do well there, man, because he can get if he can get players to come where he's at now. You don't think he can get players coming to a big time school?
Well, you've said it on here, and I've said it before in my lifetime before. Anybody should be able to win at X school, like at Alabama or Ohio State or Florida. Yeah. If you get the right players in there, you're going to win 8 or 9 just by accident, just by just showing up and lining up.
And Florida State's definitely one of those schools.
Yeah, it has been in the past. There's no question.
Well, you can't have a coach you have this completely shut it down in the middle of the season and say we're not going to recruit anymore because we're going to another school. That kind of hurts. It's hard to overcome that. You Aggies kind of ruined FSU. Not you.
He's a sponsor. You have to say that.
No. Ethan's wonderful. No, I mean, Jimbo, who's going to turn down $75 million?
Nobody.
Come on.
No, you can't blame him.
Look at everything he cried about, what he wanted, he got every single thing and then more.
Well, and it's funny you said that. So there was actually the recruit this past weekend. He came out and he said, "I can't believe how much A&M looks like the old Florida State."
Oh, really?
He said there's so many faces from Florida State that are now that got brought over to A&M. He said a recruit said this. He said, "I can't believe how many guys from Florida State he brought over with him," and that's, I guess, one of the reasons I guess he liked A&M was that it kind of looked like a little bit like old Florida State or something. So it's kind of interesting he said that.
Well, I'm going to ask you and Jim this. We're talking about being positive and everything like that, but at A&M year 3, don't you guys expect to see some really big time improvement? At Ohio State, don't you guys want to see big time improvement year 3?
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying. We want to be positive. I think he is the right guy. I think he's going to do well, but he needs to do it on the field. I mean, it's going to help a lot. If LSU can go over there to New Orleans, really a home game for LSU, even though it'll be a lot of Florida State people there. It's kind of like a bowl feel to it. If they can get that win there, start off strong, they'll get better. As the year goes on, they're going to get better. But, man, their schedule, people talking about the ACC and stuff, their schedule's tougher, one of the tougher ones in that league.
Yeah.
You got LSU, and you close the season with Florida. I think Florida's going to be a lot better than what people think. A lot better than what people think. That guy can coach ball.
Yeah, he did a good job at Louisiana.
All right. Florida State update's been by I can't even think. By all the newbies, especially newbies 2 on the curve, to go watch all sporting events. We want to appreciate and thank John and Sharp for everything they do at newbies. And I hope Kathy's feeling better. She was down under the weather last week. I hope she's feeling a little bit better now. Get out to Rudy's and have some great barbecue. They do an incredible job. Ethan Boyd's with us this morning. Also, don't forget about Blue Sky Express Car Wash. You know what's great about that? On the way out there or on the way back, I can stop and get my vehicle washed, look brand new. If I want to get it to go, I can eat that turkey sandwich in the car in the car wash and listen to music. But I'd rather be at your restaurant. Those TVs, that atmosphere there is incredible. I do like the fact that the group that you hired, really friendly. You guys done a great job who you've hired, and you trained them to do the right things. It's enjoyable to go there. If you haven't been there, y'all got to go. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Rudy's Barbecue. And Blue Sky Express Car Wash. Don't get it washed one time. Get the $19.95 special. You can get it washed every single day for that month. You get it washed twice, you say it paid for itself. It doesn't make any sense. I keep telling somebody in this room that, and they don't listen. Anyway, I saw talk about Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If you have Mariana right now, and you feel like it doesn't look right, this doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right on your skin, call, make an appointment with Dr. Ward. There's an office near you right there in Mariana. Go by and see him. He'll take care of you. The guy's incredible. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to get strong, look good, be a Jim Brandt? Go see Jason Kovaleski. Hopefully Jason will be here this Friday. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Tuesday morning, a weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Some locally severe weather, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s during the day. Temperatures tonight mid to upper 60s, and the south wind up to 30 miles per hour through tonight. More rain and thunderstorm activity in the Wednesday forecast. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Offord Tire and Service Center in Callaway. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
Here's all you need to know about the NFL. I just want you to think of this for a second. Aaron Rodgers this offseason. 3 words. Got his way. Matt Stafford. Got his way. Russell Wilson. Get me out of here. Got his way. Tom Brady got his way. Star quarterbacks get their way.
This is The Herd.
Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Barbaritos has been committed to serving farm-fresh food since 2000. Barbaritos food is made with love, straight from the heart. Every morning they begin preparing food from scratch, from chopping fresh tomatoes for sauces to mashing fresh avocados for guacamole. Barbaritos cares about food.
For a limited time between the hours of 6 and 9 p.m., you'll get a free small creamy cheese dip with the purchase of an entree and a drink.
That's Barbaritos on 23rd Street near Hobby Lobby.
Barbaritos. We make it fresh. You make it yours.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coach Hale's going to sing for us now.
Money! I love Pink Floyd. We drove.
Oh my God! Here we go.
9 hours from Cape Coral, Florida, which is down by Naples, Fort Myers, to Panama City Beach.
And he played this
I played that tape
over
over,
the whole damn time.
And over.
So James,
and over.
You want to change it here, brother?
No, this is
good.
It's good music. This is good. It's
Scott Shepard wrote this. This is good.
It was Scott and Glenn Manley. But was it comfortably
numb?
Yeah, Jim liked that one. He fell asleep on that one. But that's a great. You ever seen that Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd? You've heard it, Randy.
He was in Pink Floyd.
He is Pink Floyd.
I liked Another Brick in the Wall better myself.
No. Dark Side of the Moon. Pink Floyd's unbelievable. I like them. Half of them are dead now.
How does somebody from Montgomery, Alabama, like Pink Floyd?
I'm in culture, man.
It should be like
I'm
it should be like Ferlin Husky and Hank Williams.
I was highly
Boxcar
educated.
Willie.
No. I was highly educated. Are you kidding me?
Freddie Fender. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got a story about Freddie Fender.
Freddie Fender. So does James Hale.
He was pretty good.
My high school baseball coach loved Freddie Fender, and that's when he was popular. And they had the chance to bring in a couple of rock groups that everybody wanted to see. But no, we're bringing in Freddie Fender. And they brought Freddie Fender in, and he was the only one there.
Oh, look. No, seriously, the first concert we ever, for years, the only one I've been to, we went to see Johnny Cash in Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a huge Coliseum. And he sold it out. He was this is back in 1968. I love Johnny Cash. He was really good. Every year when Elvis would come, we tried. I begged everybody I knew to help me get a ticket. Never got one. Never got to see him. And, man, I want to see Elvis. But I got his movie coming out. I get to watch that. That's the one I really wanted to see.
You're in
Elvis.
that one, aren't you?
Tommy saw Elvis. He saw it. They saw him when he was thin and bigger, and they said Tommy said I was not a fan. My wife was. I said, I really didn't care one way or the other. He said, but when I went and I saw him, I said, he goes, I got it. I said, this guy is unbelievable. He was really good. Ed Strickland went and saw him same time when he was older and younger. He said he was just as good. Both his voice was incredible. But anyway, let's get into the basketball game last night. I had Kansas. We picked yesterday. Doug Durham. We all picked, and we thought it might be a close game, and that we thought Kansas had too much talent, too much depth, and they started out. I text Doug. I said it's going to be a blowout, and then North Carolina comes back. What was it, halftime? They were at 15 by halftime.
They're up by 15. It was tied 22-all.
And then
about halfway through the first half, and then at halftime, North Carolina was up by 15.
I thought North Carolina's free throws killed them. They missed, that hurt, and that big boy went down. I thought, oh, it's over now. But they still, everything said and done, they still had a shot. What if they had hit a three and was fouled at the buzzer? They would have made the free throw, and they'd have won the game.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe something good. I was thinking positive. Something good's going to happen. Something good's going to happen. And it didn't. But what did you think about the game?
I mean, it was a really good game.
Were you pulling for Kansas or were you pulling for in North Carolina?
Honestly, I really didn't want to see either one of them win. But,
Yeah. Well, you guys used to be in that league with them.
Yeah. I mean, I was okay with Kansas winning. I like Bill Self. I'm not a big UNC guy. But I was a little bit surprised at how slow Kansas started. But then really, UNC's been the hot team in the tournament. I mean, they're the team, to me, that just kind of caught fire. Caleb Love just had a fantastic tournament. And so it doesn't really surprise me they came off that good. But it was good. I'm happy for Kansas. They came back and they played a lot better on the inside.
I forgot the guy's name for Kansas, number 33. That man is an animal. Hey, did you see him? Mm-hmm. He was the difference in the ball game. That guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He had to sit quite a while, and when he was sitting, North Carolina looked really good. When they put him back in the game, especially in the second half, it was a different story. That guy. He about knocked out. I forgot the kid's name from North Carolina. One of their better players. You see that elbow in the head?
Tamanik.
Yeah.
Yeah, their shooter. Yeah, UNC they got hot from 3-point line. I mean, against Duke they knocked down so many big threes early in this game. They knocked down so many big threes, and so I'm not really surprised. But it's good to see Kansas won, and they did a good job. And it's a really good game. I mean, it's been a great Final Four, like you
What's
said. What's
33's name?
McCormick.
Yeah. He did the Will Smith on that guy. I mean, he just slapped the head.
That was more of an elbow, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got him good.
Got him real good. What did you think about it?
I picked Kansas, before the game. I'm not really a Kansas or North Carolina guy either. I just want to see a good game. And I was thinking, man, where'd Kansas go? I mean, they started off good, and they just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And then they came out that second half with that alley-oop on dunk on the very first play, and it got them juiced up a little bit, and they were off and running.
Yeah.
They're a second-half team. They blitzed everybody the second half of their last three games.
Yeah.
So
they're good.
They're pretty good.
National champs. It's over. I thought it was a great run. I enjoyed this year probably. I don't know why I just enjoyed this year a lot more than some of you, even though the SEC was eliminated really early. I'm still – I had Kentucky win it all. I thought they were going to get hot and do it. If they had just won that one game, I still think they beat North Carolina. They beat Kansas this year, didn't they? I think they beat both those teams this year.
They might have. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I just disappointed in Kentucky. And I tell you about a fan base that won't put up with that is Kentucky. I mean, I know he's got that contract and everything, but he better win. I think he better have a good year next year. I think he's got to get at least Sweet 16 to make him to shut up right now.
I mean, he's definitely feeling the pressure, honestly, and he keeps recruiting well. He's really, honestly, whenever some of these other programs started recruiting the one and dones like he was, they've kind of caught up with him. I mean, really, Duke didn't do it for a while, but now that they're doing it, they keep landing top recruiting classes, and so I think he's got a little pressure. I mean, I think next year, really, though, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Auburn are going to both be. All three should be very good. And then, heck, look at Arkansas. Yeah. Arkansas is the #1 recruiting class coming into next year, and he's probably going to return a lot of his starters. Arkansas might be the team to beat next year.
And Arkansas in football is going to be really good next year, and they're doing a lot better job in recruiting than they've done in the past. So that whole program has stepped it up.
Yeah.
They're really always really good in track and some other.
Yeah.
They're good. That's a good school. What do you think happens to Duke? They keep on winning like that, or do they? Is it like losing Bear Bryant, Woody Hayes?
You got to figure they'll still be really competitive. I mean, As I was driving in here this morning, they were talking to guys on the talking heads I was listening to on the radio, thinking about, well, is Coach K going to make a comeback? And I'm thinking to myself, he's 75 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah.
75?
He's coached at Duke for 42 years. What would possibly be his reason to want to come back? He's done everything. He's won 3 Olympic gold medals. Why does he need to? He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone.
Yeah.
He's not. That's just my opinion.
He's had back injuries.
It's
He's
like,
had all
why
kinds
would he
of
come
stuff.
back?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, so I was listening to the same thing he was listening to. So what they were saying is his top, well, not his top assistant, but his second top assistant, Nolan Smith, is actually leaving Duke to go to Louisville. And so he's afraid that John Shire is going to struggle losing his top assistant. You know, like Shire's stepping up, and then he's going to lose his top guy to Louisville. And Nolan Smith was the guy that really recruited all these players.
Mm-hmm.
So he's afraid he's going to take them with him to Louisville. And then Duke's going to be suffering. So, like, should Coach K come back to try to...
Now, is he going to be the head coach of Louisville?
Nah, he's just going to be... He's an associate head coach. So he's a
Okay.
top assistant, however you want to look at it.
I'm sorry.
But I still don't think
I
he's
just
back.
don't see it.
No,
That's just me. I don't see it at all.
I would just let it be.
He certainly doesn't have the monetary reason to do it. He's accomplished everything he could possibly accomplish. Why would he come
Some
back?
people have a hard time stepping away.
Yeah.
How many people announce they're going to retire at the end of the year before the season starts? Most of those guys don't do that.
That's true.
And so who knows? We'll see how it plays out. I want to get into this from Michigan spring football game. They're young. They got some talent. Big question mark about Michigan's defensive line. That's what the head coach said anyway. The blue team beat the Mays team 20 to 12. Michigan, we all know, won the Big Ten. They beat Ohio State Buckeyes. The Mays team quarterback, Davis Warren, I think the guy's name is, he had 175 yards passing. Looked good. Steak dinners for the winners. They had hot dogs for the losers. Harbaugh had a hot dog dinner. He likes hot dogs. You know how he is. He had hot dogs. He was happy with it. No problem with that. Early and Rowley, I think it's Clements, wide receiver, looked really good. 6'3", 205 pounds, 3 receptions, 52 yards, 35-yard touchdown pass. Michigan offense was not great in 2021. They were more of a defensive football team, old school, run the football, physical brand of football. They've got to get better on the offensive side of the ball if they're ever going to win a national championship. When they played in a real team from a real conference, you saw what Georgia did to them.
I'm letting it go.
That was for you.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm letting it go.
But do you know what their halftime? Now, Warner is a walk-on. He was 12 of 23 for 175 pounds.
Yards.
Sorry. Michigan lost some great defensive players. We all know that. You know, they talk about one guy might be in the first round. We'll see. But the halftime show, guys, this is embarrassing to me. The halftime show. You know you know what it was?
Yeah, Kaepernick throwing to a bunch of nobodies.
Wide receivers.
Like,
it's an opportunity to show NFL talent what he could do. What are they doing? Is Michigan's halftime show is to go help other players from other schools, ex-NFL players have nothing to do with Michigan, to go show their talents at halftime? What happened to the band? What happened? Let us dance. Let us sing. What is going on in the state of Michigan?
I understand that Kaepernick played for Harbaugh with the 49ers.
So what?
Can I talk now?
Yes.
Thank you. Harbaugh was his coach. I understand that. But, like, what's the bottom? He's 34 years old. He hadn't played for 5 years. He's had his opportunity. Let me say this again, Michigan idiot, or anybody listening. Nobody is going to sign Colin Kaepernick. Nobody. So I don't know what Harbaugh was trying to prove, just throwing him a bone. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's just me.
I didn't get it.
I really don't.
I don't. Harbaugh, that's Harbaugh. He's always doing something crazy like that, stirring the pot. But again, I did want to go back to that one statement I did make. When Michigan had to play a real football team, a team from the SEC, they were embarrassed. Georgia completely embarrassed them. Big Ten football, Ohio State national championship against Alabama, were embarrassed. So the Big Ten is a great conference.
2014?
I think it's the best second team. Can I finish? Can I talk? I think they have the second best conference in football, but this shows you where they're at.
I got an idea. Why don't you two guys go outside and we'll sell tickets?
Everybody
wants
to hear, but watch it right
everybody
here.
wants to see a fight out in front.
We got more people right here to watch it.
Coach Hale and Jim Bob over here, and we're going to have them let them go at it out front here.
This is just like a coach's meeting. This is like being a coach meeting right here. How much time we got? We're over, aren't we? All right, we'll be right back. Alabama update. The fight starts in about 2 minutes. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
The top sports radio show in the country. I didn't say in the South. I said in the country. They need to give on out for their sports talk show. You know you'd win it.
You need to really be entertaining. You need to be more upbeat.
More animated, more energetic, right?
Exactly. You're picking up on it now. Love it. You got it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
I think we can save this show.
Weekday evenings 6 to 10, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Safety is important, not just for you, but also for your family. Emerald Coast AMSL specializes in women's and children's safety and self-protection. They offer a variety of products from stun guns, striking tools, pepper sprays, including GPS-enabled sprays, personal alarms, safety whistles, and more. Give the gift of self-protection and contact Michelle and Rick today, 850-358-2810, or visit their website at emeraldcoastamsel.com. Independent Damsel Pro for damsel in defense.
The SEC lives here. WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Dr. Chad Mitchell, orthopedic surgeon, specializing in sports medicine and joint replacement of the knee, shoulder, and hip. He serves our local athletes and our community. Southern Orthopedic Specialist has been the leader in orthopedic care for over 20 years. New patients are welcome. Call 850-769-KNEE to schedule an appointment. More about Dr. Mitchell and Southern Orthopedic Specialists is available on their website, southernorthopedic.com. Southern Orthopedic, getting you back in the game.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Let me say it.
Roll Tide. We got all Bama lovers here today.
No.
Manley, call in and tell us about the officiating. Hurry, quick.
I thought the officiating was pretty good. Alabama baseball. Well, first a minute. Let's go back. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Number one, not even close. It's one of the few things you actually can purchase that pays for itself. You save money every month in your electricity bill. They do an incredible job. I know firsthand. They came in and replaced everything, the lines, everything. Did an unbelievable job. Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you have any problems day or night, give them a call. They'll be there shortly. They'll take care of all issues. Call Debbie, make an appointment. Or if you got an emergency, call them. They'll get out there. Alabama baseball, we got to get it rolling in baseball. We're 4-5 in the SEC. We're 17-12 overall. At home, we play pretty well at home. We're 16-5. On the road, 1-7. Alabama lost to Texas. We did win the series against Texas. Oh yeah, our Aggie, Texas A&M. Let me rub it in on you now. Alabama lost the first game Friday to Texas A&M 3-2, but they won Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, Alabama beat A&M 10-9. Then on Sunday, Alabama beats Texas A&M 8-4. They got Samford today. If they get I don't know if they'll get it in today. Probably not. April 8th, which is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Alabama will play at Ole Miss at 6:30 on the SEC Network, one of them. And then Saturday, the game against Ole Miss will be played at Ole Miss at 2 o'clock on the SEC Network. Sunday, the last game we played 2 o'clock again on the SEC Network. So Ole Miss has got a good ball club. Hopefully we'll get some wins there. But we got to start stepping it up. We spent $54 million on a brand new facility. They got everything they need to be successful. It's just hard, Ethan, to make ground in the SEC in baseball is almost impossible because everybody's so good.
Yeah, they're beating each other up right now too. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll have a lot of people, I think, in the playoffs. 5-star Cam Davis, a running back. Now this is a kid, Jim, that's been committed to Florida State. He visited Alabama this past weekend. He watched the scrimmage. Again, he's a 2024 pledge to Florida State. This is his first visit to the University of Alabama on campus. And we will see how this works out. I'm sorry, I apologize. We were looking at something with the weather. He's out of Albany, Georgia. Offers from Alabama, Georgia, Notre Dame. He's been committed to Florida State since February 25th, 2021. He said Alabama scrimmage stood out. He said the organization, the way Coach Saban runs things, really stood out to him. Practice was very organized. They kept balance and tempo, everything they do. Alabama offered Davis on March 9th. He played quarterback his sophomore year in high school. He will be a running back at the college level. They showed a picture of him. He looked like a bigger, thicker Jeremy Hester. Good-looking guy, big physical kid. And he's still young. He's still going to grow. 5'11", 195. He's going to be a good-sized boy by the time he gets to Florida State. But he said he was really impressed with Alabama's work ethic, the way Alabama develops players, the way Alabama puts the running backs into the league. I think Alabama has more running backs right now in the NFL than probably any other team in college. Historical program, what they do in the playoffs, the players they put into the NFL, particularly the running backs. He says it's a great school. Very impressed with everything. I got to spend some time with Coach Saban and Coach Robert Gillespie. Coach Saban was very laid back, but he said, yeah, he's very laid back, but he can get rowdy real quick if the players aren't giving their best. Again, Davis is 5'11", 195. He's a good-looking kid. I saw a picture of him. He had 3,150 yards, 31 touchdowns his sophomore year. Going into his junior year, he said he's still committed to FSU, but Alabama did get his attention. This would be a big pickup for Florida State. They can hold on to this commitment. The kid's a good-looking player. Jim, he's only get bigger. You know, he's got.
And where is he from?
Albany. I think it's Albany, Georgia. I think that's what it said. Okay. I got to go back and look. Yeah, Albany, Georgia. 5'11", 195 right now. 2 more years of high school. He's going to be 210 coming out. He's going to be a big boy. Great speed. He had him playing quarterback at one time. He's a really good football player. Now, this weekend, he will be at Florida State spring football game. So Florida State spring football game is this weekend. And I'm sure they got a baseball game scheduled that weekend also.
Probably.
A lot of things going on in Tallahassee. Now, the reason I kept talking about weight, there's this one kid at Alabama they signed that was huge. He's huge, absolutely huge football player. Jalen Otis claims to have worked extremely hard in Alabama's winter workouts. He's an early enrollee. He started school in January, graduated high school early. He's a 4-star defensive line. They say he's worked extremely hard, but he's been really disciplined and worked extremely hard on his diet. Over 400 pounds when he came into Alabama. Now they say he is looking really good. He's lost at least 46 pounds in 3 months. Way over 400 pounds when he got here. Did a great job. Everything they've asked him to do, he's done it. He's now, Jim, 6'6", 370 pounds. Not fat boy either. I think he's going to be the answer to George, that big, huge kid they had,
Jordan Davis.
I think this might be the next Jordan Davis. And he's going to be a freshman. He's hard to move. He's hard to block. The kid can run. It's not like some big slob. There's another one, too, they got on the defense line. It's huge like that. But 6'6", 370, that's a big old boy.
That's a serious body right there.
Yeah. So that's a good thing for Alabama. Spring football is going really well. Saban being in a good mood is unheard of. You can tell he likes his football team. He said they have nobody complains. There's no negative players on this football team. Last year we talked about over and over, especially Jeremy Pruitt and I, about every other day he was bad-mouthing the team. Not bad-mouthing, but having to get on to them, having to correct them. Hey, guys, you got to buy in. There's a work ethic. You can't show up and just do what you want to do. He's not having this problem with these guys. He likes his football team. Very talented football team. They had the #1 recruiting class in history 2 years ago, and then this year Texas A&M beat that, which is unbelievable. So those guys are now sophomores. They've got some really good football players. Bama's going to be good. Ohio State's going to be I think Ohio State's team to beat. But Alabama's going to be really good. Georgia's schedule, they're going to be there. Yeah, I think the fourth team is going to be either Clemson, Oklahoma, maybe Notre Dame. Way too early. But they've already came out with the playoff teams. I'll get into this real quick, and I'll come back to this when we get through with Andy Bertram. But the college football 2022, 23 bowl projections, way too early. The Rose Bowl, this is what they have. And I do believe you got to watch out for Southern Cal. They got Michigan versus Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl. In the Sugar Bowl, they have Oklahoma versus Texas A&M. So y'all are a year away, I guess. Cotton Bowl, they got the Miami Hurricanes versus the new love of the world, Houston Cougars, which I do believe they're going to be pretty good. Houston will be pretty good. And I do think Miami's going to be a lot better. So Miami's getting a lot of love right now. The Orange Bowl, they have Wisconsin versus Clemson. I can see that. Your playoff games. If this is in the Peach Bowl, I think if this does happen, I'm going to go to this game. Alabama versus Notre Dame in the playoffs in the Peach Bowl. Fiesta Bowl, the Georgia Bulldogs versus Ohio State Buckeyes. In this particular group, and I want to say it was, I apologize, I can't remember what this article this was in. They've got Alabama and Ohio State playing for the national championship. I can see that happening.
Yeah, the only thing that on the playoffs that I would is Notre Dame. They don't have a quarterback, or they don't have the quarterback in my opinion. I would almost say USC or Clemson is going to replace Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame's schedule is not that difficult either.
That's valid.
That's,
Yeah.
The Southern Cal game is going to be a lot more difficult than they think.
Probably the winner of that probably would make it in.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
I mean, potentially.
Clemson's schedule is favorable to get in there, and Oklahoma maybe. I don't know. Oklahoma's lost so much. Everything's going over there.
I think they have a slip up at Baylor,
yeah.
Texas, or
Who
something.
was your other one? Clemson?
Clemson or USC, I think.
USC. Yeah, USC's schedule sets up pretty nicely. What about Oregon? Anyway, Oregon surprise?
I think USC beats them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if they were going to play head-to-head in the Pac-12 championship game, I think USC would win.
You listen to that way too early stuff. What do you think about the playoffs? You see those four being in there: Alabama versus Notre Dame, Georgia versus Ohio State.
Yeah, I could see that. There'll probably be some surprise other team that, besides Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. The fourth one will probably be some surprise, like it was Cincinnati this year.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't
Well, it
surprise.
could be Houston. Everybody's going to be in love with it.
So we'll see. But it's always the usual suspects. It's just kind of like in basketball. It always comes down to the same 5 or 6. It's going to be the same way in football. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
In football. I don't see that changing anytime soon.
All right, Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. If you're having any problems, that heat is coming, baby. It's going to be cool this weekend or cold this weekend, and then I think that's probably might be one of the last cold fronts we get. We'll probably get one more after that, and that'll be about it. But I tell you what, when the heat's on, you make sure you got Stevenson Air Conditioning. If it's not working correctly, call them. Don't wait. Call them. Let them come out and service it. It's going to save you money. It's going to last longer. If you got an old one, get rid of it. Get a new one. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. J. Michael's Restaurant. We're one day away from that world-famous spaghetti. If you go to closing, you demand Chuck Tucker. I got to have Chuck. South Oak Title and Closing. We'll be right back. Andy Bertram, the Auburn Tigers, Auburn baseball, spring football. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. A weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Some locally severe weather, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s during the day. Temperatures tonight mid to upper 60s, and the south wind up to 30 miles per hour through tonight. More rain and thunderstorm activity in the Wednesday forecast. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, best little lumber yard in Panama City and Youngstown. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
And I don't know if Tiger can play Augusta and not play to win Augusta. I don't know if he's wired that way. And, he doesn't have to prove himself anymore. And, it's always, you kind of prove to yourself. Tom Brady can't be the GOATer. He's the GOAT. He can't be greater than what he is. He's already the GOAT.
Dan Patrick. The Dan Patrick Show.
9 to 11 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
At Slim Chickens, craft means something. Craft means bacon. And oh, so crispy. Craft means a good cayenne kick and all-natural buttermilk marinated, made fresh, perfectly fried chicken, all served on toasted brioche buns. At Slim Chickens, craft means quality. And for a limited time, try our new Memphis-style barbecue chicken sandwich. Try Slim's Craft Sandwiches today. Slim Chickens.
It's the cooling season, and time to call Steverson Air Conditioning for your preventative maintenance to keep your air conditioning system operating at full capacity. Steverson Air Conditioning has preventative maintenance programs, and they service all makes and models. Steverson Air Conditioning offers air duct cleaning. Steverson Air Conditioning has after-hours service and free estimates on a system change-out or duct cleaning. Call them at 248-1109.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa, Eagle! Hey! Auburn Update is brought by Bay Point Golf. You love golf. There's only one place to go. Where's that, Ethan? Bay Point.
Bay Point.
And you guys are catering another golf tournament this weekend? Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Good place. I know one guy that loves Rudy's Barbecue, and he said he was going to go there when he went to the baseball game. That's Andy Bertram. Andy, how you doing this morning?
Gentlemen, we're dodging raindrops in Auburn today, and right now we're under a tornado watch.
So are we. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's all over the South, don't you?
Yeah, I believe y'all got a higher risk than we do getting some really bad weather today. This Alabama-Birmingham game, what's the deal? Has it been called, or y'all going to try to get it played, or what?
No, I think it will try to be played from what we gathered, and I've not checked with the folks this morning. Yesterday it appeared, and we're going to get some rain today. It looked like the rain was going to be stopping around between 1 and 2 today in Birmingham. Now, I don't know if that's changed, but they felt that after that, we could drive to Birmingham, play the game, and get back safely. So as of right now, this game is on, and we'll be on the air tonight at 5:45 from Regions Park in downtown Birmingham.
Now, what time will you head to Birmingham?
We're leaving at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so we're going to drive through some rain to get to Birmingham. At least that's the plan right now. I've not heard anything different at this point.
Yeah, be careful. This weather's been crazy. I know you guys get the bad weather up there also. It seems like every other week, or actually once a week, we're getting some tornadoes coming through this way, which is scary. Hey, let's get into Auburn baseball. They're, I think 5-4 in the SEC, 19-9 overall. Really played well at home, 11-6 on the road, 4-2. You were there, LSU. Talk about the series last week, LSU Auburn. How'd it look? How'd they play? And give us what you think.
Well, Auburn pitched well this past weekend, James, and that was perhaps the biggest key is how well Auburn pitched it. Auburn starters on Thursday and Friday at least worked into the fifth inning, and then on Saturday, Joseph Gonzalez, who had not pitched in an SEC game because of a blister on the middle finger of his throwing hand, so his right hand, was terrific. Worked into the sixth inning of the game on Saturday. Kept the ball down, and that ballpark is really important, especially down in the corners. And Auburn hung on for a big win in that game and a big series win. And now Auburn has won, dating back to the last two SEC series from last year. Auburn has won 4 straight SEC series on the road, and Auburn hasn't done that since 1998. So it's been a long, long time since the Tigers have done that. So Auburn has played very well on the road, especially in the SEC. And now a big midweek game tonight against UAB in Birmingham. And then Vanderbilt comes rolling into town. And Vandy has lost 2 straight series, which I can't remember the last time Auburn faced a Vanderbilt team that had lost back-to-back series coming in, but they lost at home to they lost at South Carolina 2 weeks ago, and then were swept by the number 1 team in the country in Tennessee this past weekend in Nashville.
Yeah, Vandy's 4-5.
And by the way, Auburn gets to go to Tennessee later this season.
Vandy's 4.
Yeah.
Vandy 4-5 in the SEC. But hey, we all know Vandy's got players. I mean, they're good. the record might be. This is all going to change. That everybody the SEC baseball is crazy. Andy, to me, it's the best in the country. SEC baseball.
No question. And SEC West baseball is the best in the country. And then in the East, you've got a Vanderbilt. You've got the number one team in the country in Tennessee. You've got Kentucky. You've got South Carolina, Florida. All those teams. I mean, you look top to bottom in this league, and there's no league like this in the country.
Andy,
than the Southeastern Conference.
Is that Rocker kid, Tracy Rocker's son, is he still playing at Vanderbilt?
No, you remember Kumar came out last year.
Oh, that's right.
For the draft, was drafted by the Mets, if I'm not mistaken, and did not sign a contract.
That's right.
So he is, I guess, training somewhere for the Major League Baseball draft this summer.
But he's not on Vanderbilt. Okay, I did not.
No.
That's a big old boy, too.
Yeah, it is.
I remember him. Yeah. Hey, Andy, was been out down LSU? Was the same old thing? Place packed out, crazy.
They listed over 10,000 for all three of their games. I don't think there was quite 10,000 there. That's paid. That's the paid attendance.
Yeah.
But they had it listed at over 11,000 on Friday.
Okay.
And it's a big stadium with chair back bleachers in left field, chair back bleachers in right field, the huge grandstand there now. It was, you were playing at LSU. It's a big ballpark, and they support their team better than anybody in the country.
Yeah.
And they have for a number of years. So what Auburn did this past weekend is very significant.
Yeah.
It's Auburn's first win at LSU since 2011. So what Auburn has done these last 2 weekends has set the Tigers up for the first 3 weeks of the season. Auburn right now is in second place in the SEC West behind a really good Arkansas team. And now you're home against Vanderbilt this weekend. Then you're back on the road next weekend at Mississippi State. So 2 huge games. I mean, the next 2 weekends, guys, Auburn faces the 2 teams that played for the national championship last year in Omaha.
Wow. Let me ask you about this Alabama-Birmingham game. Is it going to be played on campus there at Alabama-Birmingham, or is it going to be in Hoover?
No, it's at Regents Park. It's where the Birmingham Barons play now.
Oh, yeah, I played there.
Yeah, the new ballpark downtown. It's a beautiful setting. Yeah. Really enjoy getting to go there every year. Auburn and UAB always play this game now there. So it'll be downtown. There will be a lot of Auburn people at this game. There's a lot of Auburn people that obviously in Birmingham that like to come out to this game, bring the kids. So I think it'll be a big crowd, and I think it'll be a big Auburn crowd tonight in Birmingham.
No doubt about it. I like that stadium, too. All right, let's get into this weekend. I know you're going to be really busy this weekend. Auburn's entering this last week of spring football. You got the game Saturday versus Vandy at 4 o'clock. Tell us your schedule this Saturday. What time are you going to be at the stadium? You got football, you got baseball. Talk about everything you'll be doing.
We go on the air at 12:30 Central Time. So 1:30 Eastern, and I will probably be there by about 10:30 on Saturday morning. Get set up for football, get ready for that game, and as soon as that game, our broadcast is over, I'll gather my gear and walk across the street and join Brad Law in the press box. And hopefully, I'm telling you, this is one thing I'll share with you guys. I don't have any insight to this. I hope one day that baseball, that booth that we work in at some point is called the Rod Bramlett Memorial Booth.
Yeah.
That needs to happen because Rod called the games there from the very first year of the new Plainsman Park. Anyway, so I will join Brad in the booth there for that game. So it's a big doubleheader. It is a sellout from what I gather for Saturday. I would imagine by later this week, the Friday night game will be a sellout for Auburn Vanderbilt baseball. But it'll be a fun day. It's going to be cold for this time of the year. It's supposed to be in the low 60s for a high on Saturday, so that will be a little bit different than what we expected. But it's supposed to be dry, and that's the main thing. And so really looking forward to seeing the Auburn football team in whatever form it is. I don't think it's going to be a straight game on Saturday. I think it's going to be more of a scrimmage, and it'll be interesting to see. Everything I gather is that T.J. Finley has really taken a step forward for Auburn at quarterback. Right now, he would be considered the starter. at this point. Of course, Zach Calzada has been held out for a good portion of spring practice. He is out there and just throwing, but not really going through a lot of the 7-on-7 or the 11-on-11 drills and that type of thing. So I think right now it's T.J. Finley at the quarterback spot, from what I can gather, from what I've been told. He's also taken a step forward as far as leadership of the offense as well. So we'll see, and we'll get to see some young guys. I look forward, to seeing in what kind of role. I would think it'd probably be a limited role for Tank Bigsby on Saturday, but I want to see guys like Sean Jackson, who was just put on scholarship.
Yeah, that was neat. Talk about that.
Absolutely.
That was neat. The way they did it, called the mother. I love that, man. I love that story.
I love the reaction of the family when they find out the news that their son or their daughter has been placed on scholarship, and that financial piece is now being paid by someone else.
Yeah.
And not only from just the financial standpoint, but James, you know this. I mean, just from the commitment by the university to this young man. And we watched him last year in preseason drills, and really I was captivated by him a year ago, but he was playing behind Tank Bigsby and Jarquez Hunter. Jarquez is out for a while, I think. So I like the fact that Sean Jackson is now on scholarship, and I look forward to watching number 44 play on Saturday in the annual A-Day game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Ashford, the quarterback from Oregon. Now, he played at Hoover. I watched him play. That kid is a good athlete, dual threat quarterback. I think he's going to get better and better once he learns the system, terminology, and everything like that. I think he's taking a lot of the reps with the second team offense. He's got a lot of upside to him. And then, T.J. Finley, 6'7", 6'6", 250. That's a big old boy now.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'7", 250 now. And, he stands out. He stands out on the field, to be sure. And let's not forget the true freshman, Holden Garner from Savannah, Georgia, Benedictine Military, who is in Auburn a semester early. He is the same size as Robbie Ashford, 6'3" and 212. So, and then you add Calzada into that mix sometime, in preseason drills in August, and it's going to be a very different look for Auburn at quarterback. Bo Nix, of course, as we know, is getting reps now at Oregon, so it's going to be a different look for this Auburn offense this fall, to be sure.
And, Andy, we all know once everybody gets through with the spring football, you're going to have kids that are upset where they're at on the roster, feel like they should be starting, and they're not. And you also, some will be really good football players going to go out there. Auburn, I do believe, has to go in there and get some good players, especially. The only thing I'm really concerned about Auburn is the defensive line. Have you heard anything about this spring? If they move people around, you know anything about what they're doing up front on the defense side of the ball?
They like a guy like Jason Jones, a sophomore from Clara. Big kid, he's 6'6", 328 that will play in the middle. They feel that Marquise Burks has made a step forward. The transfer from Iowa Central Community College, originally out of Chicago. I think Dylan Brooks, of course, who transferred from Tennessee last year, did not play for Auburn. He was out of Handley High School up in Roanoke. They feel that he's starting to make a move at the edge spot for Auburn. And listen, guys like Eku Leota, this will be his second full year in the system. And I remember talking with Eku last year. He transferred, of course, from Northwestern. It said it took him a couple games to kind of figure things out. But I thought he played very strong for Auburn down the stretch, and I look for big things from Eku there. Auburn has to develop its depth. They have the players. They have to develop the depth. Zykevis Walker and Jeffrey Emba, the transfer from France, the junior college kid that was signed for Auburn. So there are some guys that are there. They've just got to continue to develop for the Tigers there on that defensive front.
All right, Andy Burcham, stay safe, watch out for the weather, and we will talk to you next week, and have fun this weekend, buddy.
Guys, my pleasure. Have a great day. War Eagle.
War Eagle, Andy Burcham. All right, Bay Point Golf. You love golf. Where you going? Bay Point. If you're going to have a golf tournament, you got a natural team there. You got Bay Point, you got Rudy's Barbecue. They can play golf and have fun. You can feed them great barbecue. Everybody's happy. Everybody's making money.
Everybody.
I love it. Love it. We'll have Jim Brand out there singing, and everybody will be happy. It'd be unbelievable. Anyway, Bay Point, they sponsor the Auburn Update. Appreciate them. Also, don't forget about Dr. Chad Mitchell, 22 years on Bay County sidelines. Also, don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue, Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. We'll be right back. Ethan Boyd, Texas A&M, what's going on? What is Jimbo up to now? 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
I don't care.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your radio home for live and local sports coverage. For the most high school and college sports from right here in our local area, it's the Coach James Hale Show, weekday mornings 7 till 9. Then the ride home is alive and kicking with the afternoon underdogs, covering the gamut of sports. Plus, the radio home for the defending world champion Atlanta Braves. Your local sports station is ESPN Northwest Florida.
I'm Matt Glover with Aero Pest Service, and we are your family-owned and operated pest control company in Bay County since 1977. Now's the time to have us supply our long-lasting custom blend fertilizer that is guaranteed to be the answer your lawn needs in order to stay green and beautiful all summer long. Give us a call today at Aero Pest Service, 850-874-1900. 850-874-1900.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
In 22, the thing to do is reboot the whole family at That Boot Store. With name brand Western wear for the smallest to the largest Wrangler is available at That Boot Store. Need durable name brand Carhartt work clothes at a price you can afford? Stop by That Boot Store. Next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Remember Joe's motto, always keep Jesus in your new year.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Durant, Ethan Boyd, Big Randy. We're all in here today. Now, let's talk about Jimbo Fisher. Texas A&M historical recruiting class even got better, which is unheard of this past week. And Ethan, really seriously, everybody's talking about it's pay to play. It's gotten crazy. It's out of control. Gundy said that he thinks they'll have a super conference with only 30 players, 30 teams in it. And if you can't get the kids in with name like image, if you don't have the facilities, you don't have this, don't have that, you're going to be left out the door.
Yeah.
You know, TV will probably market it, what those 30 teams will be. That's what he was talking about. It could be where whoever gets the playoff bids, hey, this is the team's going to be in there. This is what we got, big TV markets. So it's going to be the blue bloods, really, of college football that people can afford it. And A&M and Texas play right into that. I mean, that's two schools that got an unbelievable amount of money. I think they're 1 and 2 in the nation, right, in revenue.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get, look at A&M, what they've done in recruiting. Look at Texas, what they're doing. So you got to feel good if you're an Aggie right now.
Hey, we'd like to be in the conversation.
Yeah, you all are the conversation right
Well,
there.
and I mean, like I said, so much of it just comes down to money. Just how much the schools get, donated or, boosters, all that kind of stuff. And like you said, both those programs are just have massive networking that they can get money at any time.
Do you think Jimbo saw this coming and knew? Remember, they kept asking the question, how long is it going to take you to beat Alabama? And he said, we're going to beat our Saban. I'm going to beat his AA.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he saw what was coming. They know what's going on. They knew this name like him was going to be big, and they know they got a lot of money at A&M.
Yeah. I mean, I think he saw something writing on the wall when he left Florida State. Hey, who A&M's willing to give him all this money right now. And, I mean, I think he kind of saw that, like, listen, if something does make a change with NIL, like, I'm in the right spot.
Yeah, he is.
So, I mean, I think the Alabama game this past year, I mean, I don't want to say it's necessarily lucky, but I mean, I think it's just kind of a timely thing that he made the bold statement and then kind of got to kind of back
Joe
it up.
Joe Namath, he did it. And I tell you what, that's going to be a big game next year. The game's going to be until I think Bama's really got to win that ball game. That wouldn't look that good if they lose to A&M 2 years in a row, especially the way they recruit in Texas. Alabama has got some really good players out of the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, the biggest difference to me is that Bama has returned a lot more. That's kind of the fear with A&M is they did lose a lot this year. So I think the recruits are going to have to come in and play. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of younger guys, and so I think defensively, offensively.
Have you heard much what's going on in spring? Is it going pretty good?
It's going pretty good. I mean, really the best, our most seasoned, I guess you'd say, unit is the offensive line, which is great because last year they were very young. So we got 4 or 5 returning starters. So and then even the guy's going to start now. He was kind of the rotating guy that saw a lot of action. So
I just know they're big.
Yeah,
they're fast,
big
they're
defense
young.
line's obviously going to be well recruited, very deep. So I think the fear is linebacker. Honestly, I think running back is a little thin, and so then I think our young playmakers on the outside, they're just young.
Yeah.
They just got to be able to make plays though. But we have good athletes. They just
By the end of the year, you're going to know who they are.
Yeah, I think so. And
let's
then
take this call real quick. We got a call. Good morning.
Go Blue, Detroit Rock City, Arizona, bring out 22's back to Tyndall. How are you?
We are outstanding. We live in the great state of Florida.
That's true. True statement there, son. True statement.
Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome. Anyway, so I overheard the previous segment before the Roll Tide update. You were talking smack about Michigan again. Are we in your head much, Coach?
What? I just want to know, what was his bottom line? What's the reason why he feels like he has to have Colin Kaepernick put on a show at halftime? What is that all about? I'm serious. I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. What was his point? What's he trying to prove? I mean, what was the point of all that?
Like I said last week when this news broke, I called into your great show, by the way. An awesome show. An amazing show.
Absolutely. That's what she said.
That's AMAIDIN. Coach, this is a family show now. Come on now. Anyway, so I think he's trying to help his former player, who I think is having buyer's remorse of all the stuff that he has done in regard to law enforcement, the flag, the kneeling, etc. He got some bad advice from a veteran who wanted to voice his frustration at what was going on with the people of color and the police, and he asked the veteran what he should do. And that veteran gave him some bad advice because the flag and kneeling it means a lot to different people. I've lost buddies of mine overseas in wars and so forth, so I'm not for it. Just because you have that right and we fought for that right does not make it right. You have the right to jump off the Mackinac Bridge, but you're not. You shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's bad.
James doesn't know where the Mackinac Bridge is. I do. I'll tell him about it later. Go ahead.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. And I think Colin Kaepernick, and it all started when he started dating this gal who was very extreme on the left, and very extreme. And that's when he started going extreme, because he wasn't like that when he was the quarterback at the Wolfpack and his first few years in the league. He was not like that. Then he did a drastic 180. I mean, total change. So I think Harbaugh is trying to help a young man who got off the right path, got onto the wrong path. Now he wants to get him back on the right path.
But the thing is, Michigan Eddie, this is just my opinion. I have nothing to prove this. This is what I think. He's been out of the league for 5 years. If somebody wanted him back, it would have happened by now. He's been out for 5 years. I just don't see him ever getting back. Those guys aren't going to want to take that risk that he's going to say or do something crazy. That's just and be a distraction.
He's toxic because a lot of people, the majority of the people, do not agree with what he did and the way he did it. And it all stems from also the way the people on the left reacted when Tim Tebow kneeled after the anthem for the Lord and how he was treated. That was terrible how Tim Tebow was treated. So why should Colin Kaepernick get the same treatment when he kneeled during our anthem? You can't be a hypocrite. I mean, look what they did to Tebow. Does that make sense?
No, you're right. It does.
To me, it's like he's just trying to please a certain group of people. Harbaugh is that's just the bottom line. He's trying to get favor.
Well, also a lot of people are saying because these younger people, they're woke in the wrong way, and it's great for recruiting because they only hearing the social media stuff, and you know how it's all skewed to one narrative on social media, the news, and all that. So it is what it is. I mean, these youngsters, when they grow up and realize they've been lied to and all that from the news and social media, and it's geared to one narrative, then they'll wake up. But that'll be after their college days, of course.
Well, Harbaugh needs to know this. You can also listen to this right now. Mariana, Chipley, Bonifay, we're on 102.1 FM, ESPN Northwest Florida. So make sure you turn in up there. I know people are listening all through there. They want to hear about this. Anyway, let's talk. Hey, Michigan, what else you got for us besides the Harbaugh's brown nosing the liberals?
I ain't really got nothing to say. I'm looking forward to pros. I'm looking. Hey, Michigan's always been a liberal school, so it is what it is. They've been like that forever, but they're kind of getting more on the left, and so it is what it is. And I'm kind of disappointed at University of South Carolina's lady basketball team. They didn't come out for the national anthem. I'm kind of disappointed by that. You know, they if you didn't know about that.
What? Say it again.
The University of South Carolina's basketball team.
Jim and I talked about that. Yeah, I thought you said they did for the national championship.
For the national championship game, they were out there. It was for the semifinal game where they stayed in. Yeah. She said that if you coach at all, you have a routine at X amount of minutes. You go out and you stay out for X amount of time, and you come back in. And she said it was 12 minutes to go on the clock, before the game. And here's my thing. Well, the other teams knew what the schedule was, and they were out there. So
yeah,
that I see that to a point, but come on now.
Yeah,
make a little effort.
I think somebody told her to make sure they were out there this for the national championship game.
Probably.
Yeah, that's the reason. I wasn't too excited about South Carolina when I heard about that, so that's the reason I didn't mention much about that. All right, Michigan, thank you so much, buddy.
I'm not done yet.
Oh,
not done. We got one more thing. And we got the Froze Up 4.
You're done if I say you're done.
Cut the juice, Randy.
That was Randy saying that. Go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. If no one calls in, he won't have a job. That's all right. Anyway, Michigan is in the Frozen Four this weekend.
This is my last week anyway.
What'd you say about Michigan? They're in the what?
Frozen Four hockey.
Oh,
who else in the Frozen Four with them?
It's Minnesota State in one semi, and then it's Denver and Michigan in the other.
You know who won the women's version of that, don't you? OHIO.
Yeah, they did. I'm kind of curious why Michigan doesn't have a ladies hockey team. Kind of disappointed by that.
Hey, listen, real quick. Let's talk about something people care about. Michigan is going to play the way too early bowl prediction. They got Michigan playing USC in the Rose Bowl.
Oh yeah. I heard that. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Those predictions are way out of whack. USC ain't going to the Rose Bowl. Miami's overrated, and no way in heck Notre Dame is going to the playoffs. They're ranking Notre Dame based on their prestige and their name. Look what happened against Oklahoma State. They collapsed, and they got a brilliant young head coach. But come on, man, I'm sick of Notre Dame being ranked based on name, image, and likeness. I'm sick of that crap.
Well, there's one thing you're not sick of, and that's Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. That is the best pizza. 3 restaurants in one. You'll absolutely love it. Pizza, the bakery, the deli, they're incredible. Also, don't forget about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Do you want to be like Jason Kovaleski? Go by and see him. He'll get you there. Michigan Eddie's done it, and he looks great right now. All right, Michigan Eddie, we'll talk to you later, buddy. Thank you.
Yep, go Blue Sharks in the air. Paparazzi, baby.
Michigan Eddie just threatened my job.
Hey,
he ain't right. He's like the Michigan version of Ernest T. Bass. I mean,
yeah. I tell you what, I love him.
He's got passion. He does have
Great
that.
American. That sucker's a great American. All right, we'll be right back. Ethan Boyd, well, can we finish up with A&M? 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Tuesday morning. A weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Some locally severe weather, and the temperatures in the mid to upper 70s during the day. Temperatures tonight mid to upper 60s, and the south wind up to 30 miles per hour through tonight. More rain and thunderstorm activity in the Wednesday forecast. We'll keep you updated. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Offord Tire and Service Center in Callaway. For 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny. Bruce Arians is a great guy. Bruce Arians' legacy is all that he did for diversity and inclusion, a major issue in the National Football League. And this is a guy who walked the walk and as well as talked the talk about giving minority coaches opportunities, about giving female coaches opportunities, about doing any number of other things that in the big picture are more important than being a great football coach. But he's not been a great head coach.
Weekday afternoons from 2 till 4, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you ready for the best pizza in Bay County? It's Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, with over 100 years of recipes passed down through 4 generations. Paparazzi Gourmet specializes in New York and authentic Italian-American specialties from the deli, prepared foods, and of course, pizza. They even cater for all occasions. Click paparazzigourmetdeli.com to check out their daily specials. Come taste the difference at Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, Thomas Drive next to Goodwill on Panama City Beach. Call 850-588-8244 for fast pickup and DoorDash.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Yes, I was intelligent. That was a true statement Jim made off the air, but it was true. Ethan, let's finish up with A&M. I know you wanted to get that in today. Y'all got something to be proud of.
Yeah. So we picked up obviously over 10 big 5-star defensive linemen. So that's actually 4 of the top 5 DLs. So building depth there. We did lose. So kind of sets up, I think, for Jake Johnson to really be the starting tight end for us, at least on mainly passing plays. But Baylor Cupp has decided to transfer out. He was a 5-star back in 2019, tight end for us. We really thought he was going to be the guy that year instead of Jalen Wademeyer. He actually got hurt though his first 2 years. He's only played 10 games, never even recorded a catch. So he entered the portal though, I think this past Monday. So he's going to be gone. But I think it really sets up for Jake Johnson to really be the starter kind of from day one. And then this weekend, you're talking a little earlier about speed and the Bama game. The kickoff returner was the backup running back, Devon. I can't ever say his last name.
Speed guy, yeah.
Yeah. So he won the 100-meter dash to Texas relay.
A chain.
So he ran a 10-12 this week.
We kick right to him. He takes it to the house.
That's getting it. 10.1 too. That's getting it.
But no, I mean, really, I think they got the spring game this weekend. We're really going to see a lot. I think everyone's eyes are going to be on the quarterback battle. And then I also think on the defensive side, it'll be about the linebackers. We're just really thin linebackers. We don't really have any injuries, but we're pretty much one injury away from, I think, really struggling there. Safeties, we have a lot of injuries right now, so in the spring game, you won't see much of our starting safeties, but they're there. They're just injured right now.
What happened to the wrecking crew and R.C. Slocum, man? A&M used to be great on defense.
We got a good defense line.
I mean, great.
It's coming. I'm telling you, what they got coming in there is crazy.
Our linebackers is thin. I mean, I think we're going to be okay. I just think we can't really have any injuries.
See, the hardest thing to get is great offensive linemen, defensive linemen. You guys like stockpiling
We've got
defensive
a
linemen
bunch
right
on
now.
both sides. So.
Everybody wants them, and they're hard to get.
Yeah, hard to find them. Your spring game, I think it's on the SEC network.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
I think Ohio State's on ESPN. I was looking at that the other day.
That could be.
Yeah, I think they're, or maybe it was Georgia.
I don't know what anybody else does, but I've tried to watch Ohio State spring game in the last like 5-6 years. It's awful.
Yeah.
Because they don't ever tackle anybody. No, I mean they don't even thud up. I mean they don't even bump it. It's like 2-hand touch. It's like flag football. It's like, why do people go to this? I mean, you can see more contact than this at a practice.
Right.
They'll have 90,000 people, and they won't be the first person taken to the ground.
Right.
I don't know what, I mean, which is probably smart, but it's just not very exciting.
Well, a lot of people, too, like Alabama's not even playing an All-American outside linebacker. He's in a black jersey, or whether covered jersey he's in. He's not this scrimmage this past week, he didn't scrimmage at all. Now, he's going to practice, he does all the drills and everything like that. He does his work before his full live contact. They're holding him out. If you're a great player and you know they can play at that level, you don't.
No, I agree.
They got nothing to play.
Oh, and a lot of people do that. If you're a starter and you can play, they know what you can do. Why risk you getting hurt?
Yeah, even back when we played, they would play our stars at Southern Mississippi in spring game so many snaps and then get them out and play everybody else because you know who they can play, who can't play at that point. But I still like. I mean, but I'll watch it if Ohio State's on TV. I'll watch it because of Ohio State. There's certain teams you just watch. Alabama's spring games, I don't like their spring games either.
Do they is there contact? Do they tackle people?
Honestly, I think they do.
Not to the ground.
I can't remember.
I bet they do the wrap up.
I
bet they just wrap up.
Yeah, I can't.
That's the most kind of gone to nowadays.
Yeah. Can you believe it? I mean, we played? Nobody cared if you got hurt. They just
heck no!
Move
the drill over. Move the drill over.
Practice.
Kids yelling and screaming.
There were no time limits. Like the play college ball now is so much easier.
Yeah, it's
physically
completely different.
You don't get beat up as much. You don't practice as much. You got time limits on every. What is it? 20 hours a week.
20 hours, which is the most abused rule in college football.
I don't see how they do that. Did you hear about this one kid? I don't know his first name, but Harper is his name. 6'5", 235, ran 100. 10.3 to 100.
Where's he from?
Washington, D.C.
Wow, that's getting it too.
Yeah. I think it was Archbishop Carroll High School in D.C., which they've turned out some really good ball players. 6'5", 235, runs like a deer. He can play multiple positions. Alabama, Michigan, Oklahoma, and Oregon are the top 4 right now. This is a freak. Jim, that's a big boy to run that fast, man.
Yeah,
Are you
it
kidding me? And he's a thin 235, got a great frame. You just don't see that every day. I mean, you see some of those guys 5'11" that can fly like that, but this guy's
6'5" big.
He's a 5-star. He's one of the top players in the country. The class of 2023. I'm hoping Bama can get him. I didn't get in there and look at everything else, but you can watch the video of him running, and I'm like, good God.
Okay, so let's talk about Bama here again. I can't believe I'm bringing up Bama. But where's Arch Manning? Does Bama have a shot with him or what? Where's he going to end up?
I'm not buying into that.
Is he going to go to Texas A&M for the money like everybody else is?
No, Texas.
I think it's Texas or Ole Miss.
I think it's Texas, Ole Miss, or Georgia. Right now, all the experts, all these things say Alabama's got the lead. I just think. I
saw that. That's what made me think of that.
I'm not buying that. Georgia will pay him as much as Texas. He's not even interested in A&M. Y'all got a guy y'all just got this past year, right? He a 5-star you just got.
Yeah, he's number 1 quarterback.
He likes Stark at Texas.
Yep.
They've had a good time. They got the other guys that they've committed to Texas. They're all buddying up, trying to get him to come. Somebody told somebody that the best visit he had was at Georgia. That he really likes Athens. He likes it up there. Kirby's a great guy, man. Kirby's a hell of a recruiter. So I think Georgia's still in it. Ole Miss, I mean, your dad played there. Your uncle played there.
I think this year, how Ole Miss looks, will be a big thing for him.
But he said he wants to win a championship.
I know. Ole Miss has to be able to prove to him that they're a quarterback away.
Yeah. And Alabama's losing Bryce Young after this year.
But don't they have that other kid from Texas?
They got that one. that kid Melrose a stud now. But they're smart. They keep all that quiet. They know how good he is, and they got that Simpson kid that's a 5-star. They got now as an early enrollee. So who knows? I don't know where he's. I just can't see him Manning playing at Alabama. His grandfather hated Alabama. Went to Ole Miss. That was a big rival game. Tennessee, Peyton at Tennessee. He led the fight song in Birmingham after they beat Alabama. He didn't want any part of Alabama. So I just can't buy all of a sudden when you got all three of them that made it in the NFL, didn't want any part of Alabama. Now all of a sudden they're going to send in a family member there. I just don't see it happening.
I don't buy it either, but we'll see.
I don't see it. I know Saban's a great recruiter. I know they can match the money. I just don't see that happening. I do think Ohio State and Alabama got a really good shot of playing for the national. If they both stay healthy, I do think it's going to be them. I'd give the advantage to the defense side of the ball, Alabama. On the offense, I give Ohio State advantage on offense.
You know what's really crazy? I was watching the NFL Network, about the draft and all that, and everybody, you talk about recruiting and how recruiting is important. You got the top 3 receivers, top 3 of the top 5, all were recruited at Ohio State.
Yeah.
You got Chris Olave, you got Garrett Wilson, and you got Jamison Williams. Those guys were all recruited by the same people.
Well, look what you got coming
at the
back.
same time.
Look what's coming back.
And they're all running like 4.3 and better. It's like somebody did their homework. I mean, that's like, it just kind of hit me. It's like, dang, that's pretty impressive. It really is.
Well, to be honest now, they knew that NIL was coming, and they got that quarterback out of Texas. Of course, he used him. He
used him.
Came up there, and he's making money from them. He's going to Texas, making money there.
Yeah.
And I don't blame those guys. Hell, you can go transfer a couple times and make all this money.
Yeah.
All right, this afternoon we got the Underdogs coming up. Big Dave's got a great show for you. Also, Feinbaum will be on from 6 to 10. We have got the Atlanta Braves. When's our first Atlanta Brave game? I guess coming up this week, right here, 104.3 ESPN. And 102.1, I believe, is the station we're on up in Chipley, Bonifay, Mariana. So, heck, we're everywhere now. You can watch us on Facebook Live and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And when's your last day? Randy's last
Unfortunately, Friday.
Friday will be your last day of running the board. Tomorrow we'll get to listen to Jay Michael's famous song, world famous Spaghetti. Tomorrow you can do that. You can sing it if you want to.
No,
we can record it and get rid of that one Ed did.
And I'm not leaving because I want to.
Yeah.
My landlady has jacked my rent up so much that I can't pay it. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's it costing to rent, to eat, and people that work have it tough, man.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll shut up about that stuff. Ethan, what's going on at Rudy's? What's the best way to get down to Rudy's Tuesdays Barbecue and have a wonderful meal?
Hey, just come on down right by Nautilus and breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
The best barbecue anywhere from the great state of Texas. It's unbelievable, man. One thing I love about Rudy's Barbecue, if you've never been, you go in there, it's brand new, great, huge staff. Don't have to wait very long. The food is unbelievable. TVs everywhere. I love that. TVs everywhere. 350 seats. You got to go try it. You got to go to Rudy's Barbecue. The back room is Lorelei and Leighton Hale special room. And we're out. Ethan, we got you next week?
I'll be here.
Jim, you're off Friday, right?
All right.
All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The ESPN Northwest Florida variant is now spreading.